Hey,
Just made it.
literally, with just a few minutes to spare before Facebook were like, we delete this stream.
It's like, no, it's coming. I promise.
How we doing, bro?
I am good, bro. I'm good. It's fucking muggy again, hence the tank top. So I apologize to everyone about the hairy chest that may be on screen right now. But yeah, we are surviving.
Yeah,
You?
indeed. Yeah, bro, it's pretty much the same. Sorry, I've just realised it's that sharing time. I was creating another link. I don't know if you saw my post to you directly, no one else. Whereas, like, are we doing anything later on after this, or are we not?
We are.
Okay, cool. So my post made sense then. Yeah, but in general, bro, everything is good. We can't complain. We are here. We're in his house. Got to see the boys this weekend. I'm a happy man.
That's good. I'm in a position now where my daughter will only allow me to put her to sleep.
Daddy daycare is not a joke.
Daddy daycare is really not a joke. It's a thing. Have you seen that Lego Black Panther thing?
No, I can't say I have.
So this happens quite a lot of the time, actually, when it comes to Lego and MCU. I don't know how they get away with this without having their asses sued, because it happens again and again and again. But I guess Mickey Mouse is like, oh, gee, I like them Legos. Oh. But they've kind of ruined the thing from Black Panther. Like, nothing is official or confirmed yet, but going off of history, where they've like let shit slip, I can't think of an instance where it hasn't been true.
Oh, sugar.
So
give me a second. I'm just gonna. My mic looks a bit. My screen looks a bit funny. I'm just gonna give it.
It does look a bit funny. You look like you got dirt on it, bro. I will wait.
Clean my screen, guys, just for the record.
I will wait. I'll wait for AJ to get back, and I'll just read out a few comments. Hello. Francis Lalonde is in the house. Hello, Francis. King Kong versus Godzilla. Fans of either monster can claim victory, regardless of how neutral viewers may feel. Godzilla won. Much better on the screen, by the way, AJ. RJ Skorenki says, Die Hard had a great ending. So did the first Rambo. These are very good endings. I like this. Gavin Man is here. Hello, Gavin Man. Good evening, all.
Evening, Gavin. Don't worry, Gavin. I got your back. We've got something to talk about it.
And Francis Lalonde is saying, Lego Black Panther. Do tell. Okay, so tread lightly. I don't know if this is spoiler or not, and if it is, it's not me that has spoiled it. It's Lego, so go and complain to them. I am just here to report on stuff I have seen. So here's the deal. This Lego set has revealed, allegedly, who the next Black Panther is. Now, I had my feelings on who I would like to be the next Black Panther, and there was a few of them. Okoye.
Good shout.
The baddest ass warrior in all of Wakanda. Nakia.
Possibly one of the biggest in MCU as well. Yeah.
Agreed. Went head to head with Proxima Midnight and whooped ass in Infinity War. Nakia, played by Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, not as much as...
I'll tell you why. In the first Black Panther movie, the Queen literally says to her, you should take the flower and become the next Black Panther.
I'm not
literally
that. Saying, after Okoye, I'm like, yeah.
No, Okoye is top. Okoye literally is top. And I'll tell you, top of the list of who I did not want to be Black Panther is sadly who it looks like it's going to be. Shuri. I think it's fucking stupid. Not because I would like to frame this with context. Taking away all of the soups, the superheroes, the actual leads, right? You know, the people who we tune in for. Take them all out. Shuri is in my top 3 favorite characters in the MCU. Right. I love the character of Shuri. Love her. Cool. And there's certainly an argument to be made. The person who built the suit would know it best. Sure. But it's not just about the suit.
I agree.
The third pick, I'll tell you who I would have picked. M'Baku.
I thought that would have been the way to go.
I think it is the way to go. Because although I hated that scene in the first Black Panther movie with that ritual bullshit, is that we're the most technologically advanced nation in the world, but we still do tribal battles. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Well done there, Marvel.
I still dispute that. But
I mean, bro, this is social fact. When you get to that level,
because
if Japanese are not still fucking doing fucking sumo fights to crown the next emperor, yes.
I agree with this, but if you are also somewhat disconnected from the rest of the world the way they have been, you are going to inherit some of your own.
Then you're not the most technologically advanced nation in the world.
Well, I mean, you can't.
Lack of communication is one of the pillars of prehistoria.
Technologically advanced with everything else that they've got, you can't dispute the advancement. However, yes, in other areas it lacks. It diminishes the advancement of Wakanda. I'm not going to dispute that.
Correct. It's a complete inconsistency in what's being said, what's being shown, and then tribal battles. It's like, fuck off. Like, no way, no how should that happen. Societies outgrow that shit. You can keep it as a homage, again, like the Japanese do with their sumo wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't use sumo wrestling to decide fucking politics, mate. It's like that doesn't happen anymore. And M'Baku was a good shot because despite the fact that I hate that scene for what it represents geopolitically, there's a lot to be said about how cool it was. We, the river people. Listen, this is how I'm saying. I'm balanced here. We, the river people, will not challenge today. We, the desert people, will not challenge today. Oh, the mountain people challenge. I'm like, okay, that's fucking cool. That is cool. M'Baku is a certified warrior. Now, while Okoye was my top, M'Baku and Nakia, I would have been like, yes, fine with both.
So just to intervene very, very
made
quickly.
Q James Bond here.
I know it's the guy in the chair to quote Spider-Man.
She's a nerd. She's a fucking nerd. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. She's a fucking nerd. And I'll tell you what makes me worry. She's a bookworm, for fuck's sake. You saw what happened when Killmonger was coming to get her in the last Black Panther. Girl shot herself. Like, come on. Mm-hmm. This is not a warrior. So what scares me is that I think their reasons for doing this is that something I've been saying for the longest time, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm worried it's happening. They're going to do a bullshit Young Avengers movie.
It's kind of hard to avoid the facts, though, bro. It's kind of hard. Like,
there's been no facts up until now. That's the thing. There's been little tips of the hat. Yes, there've been a lot. There's been, but bro, here's the thing. Feige loves a fucking tease. If you look in, what was it, Shang-Chi, when they go into that arena to fight Abomination, yeah? Mm-hmm. At the bottom of the stairs, there's literally a poster that says, tune in for Johnny Blaze. And it's like, cool, tip of the hat. That does, people are like, oh my God, Ghost Rider's in the MCU. No, he's not. Shut up. It's a little fun tip of the hat from Kevin Feige. Oh my God, we've got young superheroes, Young Avengers is coming. No, it's not. Behave. It's a tip of the hat. Oh, you made her Black Panther. Maybe Young Avengers is coming.
But I mean, Love and Thunder has also got someone. Hawkeye's also changed in their Hawkeye. Like, you look at it, I mean, when you look at the Black Widow is the younger Black Widow now. It's not like a lot of them aren't a younger version now.
I know.
So, I mean, it's not to say it wasn't.
So, Thor Love and Thunder is a very good one because for the argument I'm about to make, it's like the odd one out. What's her name? Bishop. She's the young Hawkeye, right?
Mm-hmm.
She ain't that young.
She's not that young, but she's young.
Yelena, not that young. Like, if you're gonna do Young Avengers, you need to be like Love and Thunder type young.
Bro, I get it.
Sure, he fits that bill, and that's what made me go, uh-oh. They're gonna do it, aren't they?
I don't know. I mean, Florence Pugh and Letitia Wright, I don't think they're that far in age, bro.
Black don't crack, my friend. Allow me to say that now.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, why not? Yeah. That's as far as we go with race this week, guys. Yes, we were a bit heated last week. So.
By we, you mean I, which is fair.
I mean, listen. It's the royal we. If one goes down, both goes down. You know, it's not going to be like a cancelled Nico to be like, hi, guys, so this week you got cancelled my best friend.
It's a ranking episode with me, AJ.
Ranking episode 1, ranking episode 2. No, it's not going to happen. So, like, if one goes down.
I don't know what was. I would like to just reaffirm now while live.
Don't say the words.
I'm not going to say the word. The word I said last week, I was not aware was a racist slur. Right. Legitimately. You even asked me when we all met up this weekend and we were watching SummerSlam. Den was like, you were doing it for banter, weren't you? You knew I legitimately had no fucking clue.
Listen, it is what it is. It was just the points when it was like, so I apologize for saying da-da-da. Whoa. We're like, it's hot out here, but calm down. We don't need to make it hot in here as well. Like.
Yeah, so any offense caused my apologies. Not intentional. No. Intent is an important thing.
Yeah. So that's the one. And you know what? It's not how it starts, it's how it ends.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to say on this whole Shuri is the new Black Panther thing, to reiterate, completely only based off of alleged fact. It's been revealed in the new Lego set, and they've always kind of dropped the ball on these sort of things. And I reiterate again, how the fuck are Lego not being sued for this? Like, do they make Marvel that much money that Marvel are like, yeah, motherfuckers, you did it again. But it's fine.
It's you. If it was anyone else, it's you.
This is what I'm saying. Mickey'd be like, I swear one more goddamn time and I'm gonna kick your asses. It's
yeah. So there we are. I mean, listen, I Shuri was like my star of Black Panther. I'm not gonna lie. Behind Killmonger.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's weird. Going back to that tribalism actually that you was talking about.
Yep.
It was something that just came into my head as you said, like the rituals are there. Most of it was probably ritual for the longest while that everyone just embraced the T'Challa family as the, unchallenged and just continue going. And yet this year, on the passing of King T'Chaka, it was like, hey, okay, we're going to challenge. Like, this isn't what normally happens. So I don't know if it was uninvolved as opposed to just keeping a ceremony that was mainly going unchallenged.
I think they made it very clear in the movie that was a rite of passage for the next king.
But I mean, for the longest while, it's gone unchallenged. That's what I'm trying to say. So it was just, at the same time, it's just a ritual of... Okay,
but the option to buy was there.
Yeah.
This is my beef.
Bro, I get that. I'm not the biggest expert, but I'm not sure if I was to take a glove right now and slap Prince Charles in the face doesn't mean I'm not challenging the monarchy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
It means you're disrespecting the monarchy.
I know that for 100%, but I mean, the challenge is that how does one lay the gauntlet down anymore? We just don't. Do you know what I mean?
One doesn't. That's the point I'm making.
I get it, but the right to buy is there.
No, it's not. There is no right to buy the English monarchy. The Germans made sure of that a long time ago. It's not like you go kick fucking William in the nuts and be like, haha, you sir, kicking the nads, the sweets. I challenge you. No.
My security means he wins, but we won't even get into that. But anyway, we digress. I'm just saying what the right to passage would be.
So that's the alleged rumor. Shuri is apparently the new Black Panther. You heard it here second.
Yeah, listen, I don't know how I feel about that. As you said, it's the person in the chair, and that's the problem with that. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but then you can't deliver the banter if you're not bantering the Panther because you are the Panther. Yeah.
A few other people have joined us. Thank you for joining. Tucky's here. Evening, fellas. Great to have you here, Tucky. Thank you for joining us. Mixed memorabilia. What would a stream be without you? Hello, guys, and all the film familia. Hola, amigo. Francis Londes here. Nico. So it's like Q becoming 007. Yes, literally. Thank you. This is the point I'm making. Yes. Billy Mounts here. Hey, Nico. And I get the point. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Who else have we got? No, that's the crowd for tonight. And Billy Mount says, have you heard that they changed Namor for Black Panther 2 and he's not from Atlantis? I think that's smart. I think that's very smart. If that's true, I think that's a brilliant move from Marvel.
Because to not include Atlantis.
Sorry?
To not include Atlantis.
Yes, I think that's a very smart move.
So with Aquaman's Atlantis.
You got it. Hole in one, my friend. You've got to remember.
I've always liked that potential as an opening of a universe. The Battle of Two Kings. But that's a different story.
This is a different thing. This is fandom we're talking about here. I mean, here's... Riri Thomas is here. Hello, Riri. Hello, gents. Great to be here. Hope you're good. Difficult one, but very interested to see what you've chosen. Satisfying is very subjective. Oh, very. Oh, so very.
Very, very, very.
Oh, porn is here. Sorry.
Hello.
Blocking the porn. Didn't mean to put that up. Block the porn.
It was just a bunch of emojis for Pod Squad.
There's more porn. Blocking the porn. There was porn literally as you walked in the room, baby. Yes. What's this? No, keep it safe. Sorry. Namor. Sorry. Back on the Atlantis thing. Here's the thing you have to remember about the Silver Screen dudes, our fans and our familia, and you and me, AJ. Like it or not, we are in a fucking little bubble. My uncle who has seen every MCU movie, every single one of them, right? He turned to me last night when we were at dinner and he went, why is it Marvel get it so right and DC get it so wrong? And I said to him, but it's a simple answer. DC don't have a Kevin Feige. And Ollie, who is well-versed in film and who loves Marvel, turned around, who's Kevin Feige? I went, wow.
I get that.
No, but that speaks volume. So for someone who loves Marvel, doesn't know who Kevin Feige is, you've got your average fan who likes Marvel and who can't tell if fucking Superman, maybe not, but can't tell if like Spider-Man is Marvel, is he DC, is Hulk Marvel or DC? Your average movie fan may not know these things. It's crazy to think, considering it's so hard with us to not know this stuff, all right? But it's true. And if you put Atlantis in, when you consider that Aquaman was a $1 billion movie, very successful film, the confusion's going to be there.
Do you know it's true? Well, you know, the other part is I've not actually seen Aquaman yet for my sins, but
you're missing nothing.
You was one of that $1 billion movie, but like, yeah, no. On the other side, I'm just like, yeah, I get it though. It's confusion.
Two Atlantises. Hang on, we've got Aquaman, who's a much more famous character than Namor, and Marvel clearly know that. Yes, he's the guy in haha yuck. He talks to the fish. Oh yuck. We all know him to be a lot more than that, of course, but I think it's a very smart move by Marvel. It's like Namor the Submariner. He's from the ocean. We don't need to say Atlantis. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Smart move again.
That's right. Yeah. I never thought of it that way. Didn't really stop to think of it, if I'm honest.
Now, on the topic of DC, have you heard the fucking huge news?
Been a bit under the rock recently, bro, but go hit me.
Bro, this made me raise an eyebrow. Like, holy shit. So, again, to set context for this, you know, of course, since Bob Chapek arrived at Disney, that there's been some upheaval under the House of Mouse.
Just a bit.
Problem with Scarlett Johansson not being paid for Black Widow, pissing off Emma Stone for her role with 101 Dalmatians or Cruella, whatever the fuck it was called. Doubling the price of the Disney park tickets, not allowing you to do things like, do the fast track access. If you do fast track, you still have to join the normal queue. So what the fuck's the point of fast track? Putting Pixar movies straight onto Disney Plus and pissing the entirety of Pixar off, making sure that big Marvel movies are playing on Disney Plus while they are still in cinema. I'm looking at you, Doctor Strange 2. The guy's been a fuck up, right? Oh, and his biggest one, the one which I think is inexcusable, taking 100% creative power away from Kevin Feige. This is a man who, this isn't even an opinion anymore. Jerry Bruckheimer, a legend of the industry, amazing producer. Kevin Feige is single-handedly the most successful producer in cinema history now. It's a fact. It's not an opinion anymore. Now, that's your opinion, bruv. No, it's not, Big Tone. This is a fact at this point. That, what were you, 24 movies in, 30 movies in? How many of them have made $1 billion? Mm-hmm. In 10 years? 12 years? Not many people can say they've done that. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT now, right? Now, and he's also already shown that there's signs of him being a bit miffed. Like on the at the premiere of Doctor Strange 2, literally a few hours before the Doctor Strange 2 released in cinema, Thankfully, I didn't see this, but I went back and saw it afterwards. I was like, fuck, I'm glad I didn't watch that. They dropped a trailer which included John Krasinski. It was like, why? Why would you do that? And Feige said, no, Gavin, man, Feige does not have unlimited power. This is exactly the point. This is exactly the point I'm about to make. Feige should have unlimited power. Feige has earned his unlimited power. Feige currently does not have unlimited power. He said in relation to this trailer, I didn't know they were putting that out. So he's not having full say over his universe at the moment.
It's not good.
Not good. So that's what's going on over at Disney. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the interesting part. What's happened at DC? A new CEO has stepped in called David Zaslav. And boy, the dagger of Damocles, the sword of Zaslav has fallen fast on DC in a good way. It's like, you're making a Blue Meanie movie? That's not happening.
Blue Beetle.
Like, no, not Blue Beetle. There's another blue character. Blue Meanie's a wrestler. Sorry, I got that wrong. He's literally looked at the DC release slate and gutted it and said, what the fuck were you thinking? The sword has fallen quickly in a good way. Yeah? And now here's a man. I think it takes great pride to know when to turn to. A lot of people in the creative space, and I'm no different. I get very scared when I'm told to, hey, can you help this person upskill? It's like, well, no, because then they're going to be able to do what I can do. I'm out of a job, right? We're all afraid when we're training new people. We've got that thing where we're looking over our back, being like, oh, is this person going to come in and take my shit? You know, it takes a man of great
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It takes a man of great confidence to be able to take a step back, look at his movie slate that he's inherited, gut it, and then be like, we need someone. We need someone.
Mm.
And a guy who people don't talk about. Everyone talks about Big Papa Iger, the big CEO of Disney who handed the reins to Bob Chapek. Everyone, of course, talks about Kevin Feige. No one talks about Kevin Feige's boss. Single-handedly the most successful exec of the last 20 years. The guy who oversaw the Dark Knight trilogy. Then went to Marvel and oversaw the entire MCU, and now kicking it back on a beach in Tahiti sipping a pina colada. A guy called Alan Horn, an executive. David Zaslav has just got on the phone to Alan Horn, and this has happened now. Alan Horn's over at DC. Now he's come back. Well, he's come back home. Now I'm just saying, I smell something. I'm just saying I smell something. You've got this new, fresh CEO at Warner Brothers who's already shown he's not afraid to get rid of deadweight. He's just brought in Kevin Feige's boss. The guy who Kevin Feige is on record saying, this guy made me. This guy has the right idea. This guy is the one. And yes, you always ask, kiss your boss to a degree, of course. But Feige has said categorically the reason he managed to oversee the MCU is because of this guy. This is the guy who said to him, here's your tools. Have fun. Go run with it. If I'm Kevin Feige, you see why I'm going with this? If I'm Kevin Feige, I've had all of this creativity taken away from me. And to quote John Cena, no one's deserves shit. You can earn it. Kevin Feige's fucking earned, as Gavin Mann said, unlimited power. The guy has made $1 billion after $1 billion after $1 billion movie. He's created a universe the likes of which cinema has never seen before. All of a sudden, you're having creative control taken away from you. Meanwhile, you got this other playpen over here. If I'm Alan Horn, I'm going to pick my moment and I'm going to get on the phone and go, yo, Kevin, it's good to hear from you, my man. How's things? Yeah, you know, I'm feeling a bit blue today, Alan, because like I thought I earned my stripes. I thought I'd done everything I had to do, and I'm not having the same level of freedom as I had when you were around. He's like, I thought you might say that. Kevin, how would you like to come and build another mountain? Now, I'm just saying, it's pure speculation on my heart. But I am seeing pieces fall into place here.
Where does the other guy fit into this then?
What other guy?
Mr. DC, the one who picked up the phone to Alan?
Alan Horn?
No, the other guy you mentioned at the top of
Zaslav.
Yeah.
Zaslav's the big boss overseeing everything. He doesn't deal with it. He does. He's like Bob Chapek. He oversees the whole of Warner Brothers. He's not just the DC guy. He oversees the entirety of Warner Brothers. He's Warner Brothers' new CEO. He's employed Alan Horn to produce.
Okay,
DC's
sorry,
universe.
I misunderstood his role. Sorry.
Alan Horn needs now a creative to oversee this universe. Now, who do we know in the industry who's very good at this, who's had a proven successful track record of working with Alan Horn, and who should have ultimate creative power and currently doesn't? I'm just saying, watch this space. 25 minutes in on Tuesday, the 2nd of April. You heard it on the silver screen, dudes. I'm spitballing here. Watch this space.
Could be interesting. And it would leave Marvel in a shitstorm because they're not exactly they're not exactly recognizable. No, listen to what I'm saying here. Depending on the era when you take it, because okay, Feige might complete this phase. Yes, we've got the X-Men, and yes, we've got the Fantastic Four. Now, if Feige leaves pre-Fantastic Four production, this puts Fantastic Four yet again in a very dangerous position.
I'll tell you why it doesn't. Because the two people who have worked with Kevin Feige, his two lieutenants, if you will. Oh, one of them is a woman. I should remember her fucking name. This is so embarrassing. There's two lieutenants. One of them whose name is quite recognizable. You will have seen in the post-credits. Executive producers, Kevin Feige, the one who I can't remember, Louis Despacito. Those are his two Walters. Those are his two Ring Generals, mate. Those two are every fucking bit as clued into the MCU as he is.
But did
so, knowing Kevin Feige, just from having read his book and from watching how he works, knowing Kevin Feige and the kind of guy he is, I think what he'd say is, this is your baby now, run with it.
Yes.
And I don't think he'd leave them high and dry.
In a world where creative freedom is creative freedom, yes. In a world where we're being strangled here and we can't wait to get out and we see an avenue on the other side, it's like, guys, let's go do this one more time. What'd you say to one last rodeo on the other side?
Possibly. There's a very good chance that Louis Despacito and, wish I remembered her name, go with him. But there may not be a job for three of them. It's one guy's name who you want.
If it says money. If they've been there from day dot to the end,
they have been there from day dot.
Money team.
It is the money team. There's no doubt. But Kevin's the money guy. These are his two lieutenants.
I get that, yeah. But like, give it any kind of angle. You know that if I need... Let's bring it in a football term and let's keep it neutral to ourselves. If I pick up the phone tomorrow and I say, I need Fergie, Fergie says, okay, you got me, but I need boom, 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 like A and B. This is how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I look at it. No man is an island. No man is an island. Yeah, I can do this, but I need some tools. You know, you call a head chef. It's like, yeah. But, you know, a chef starts to make an impression. It's, yeah, but to do this, I need that. And to do this, I need that. Like, yeah, where's my sous chefs? It's just the way it is. So
the interesting thing I think in all this is going to be, well, there's a few things, obviously. Now that Alan Horn is with DC, the head of DC, is Bob Chapek, you know how sometimes one's hand is forced? Is Bob Chapek's hand going to be forced going, okay, Kevin, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Here's all your toys back. Or is he going to be that short-sighted and double down and be like, no, we don't.
You know what it is? I reckon it's going to be short-sighted because
I
see in the sense because you get those managers who need to put their imprint, and it's like, this is my thing. I'm not going to reverse on it because it's like, well, you're a CEO, but you're working in the shadows of the former CEO, and he can't do
great Bob Iger.
Yeah,
you can't fuck with Bob Iger. Oh, by the way, if you want an amazing read, that thing Masterclass that Scorsese and Gordon Ramsay and all of them are on. It's like Skillshare, but for top people. They've got this thing called Masterclass. Bob Iger's Masterclass on business and people management is fucking amazing.
Cool.
Like, you just look and say, oh, this is how you built Disney into the powerhouse. I get it. You're a very talented man, aren't you?
Nice.
You get inspirational stuff. But ultimately, I think this is all going to come down to where is Kevin Feige's head at? Because he may be like, let me go build another mountain. Or he may be like, let me build this mountain even bigger. Both are correct. He's in a blessed position.
Both are correct. And I mean, I reckon, should he stick Marvel? And I'm not saying he shouldn't. But should he, I reckon the frustrations will kick in. I'm not saying...
They already have.
I'm not saying DC is a guaranteed winner. But I mean, if you are the most powerful man and you have in production, as you said, in production as it currently stands, and you then have the most iconic superheroes. Okay, you've made these ones somewhat famous, but the other three, that holy trinity of superheroes, is still yours at your disposal. It would be quite interesting. It's like, if I could do that with them, imagine what I could do with them.
Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, the three biggest heroes ever.
The Holy Trinity. You can't hear anything. Here's an interesting question.
Tell me.
Does Ezra Miller's Flash still see the light of day under this?
Oh, 100%. 100%. They're going to get that thing out, pretend like it never happened, move on, and we'll never hear about Ezra Miller again.
Fair enough. Right. We are 31 minutes in. We've done our comic book geekdom. Shall we?
It's cool news, though.
It's cool news. Of course, it's movie news. I'm not disputing any of it. It's quite interesting. It's very
Black Panther being spoiled, and there being a potential. Remember, this is purely speculative. The only thing that has happened so far is Alan Horn has joined DC. I'm just fucking reading between the lines of where this thing could go.
Bro, it's not a bad line to draw. It is not a bad line to draw.
It's going to be fascinating.
Now, before we go any further,
tell me.
We've always had a I'm with AJ hashtag. Not today. I'm going to do a hashtag I'm with Gavin.
In fact,
yes. I'm going to give him his own hashtag. I'm with the man. You know where we're going with this. Right, bro. Blonde, what's your beef?
Huh?
Blonde, your beef. What's your beef with Blonde? Apparently, Gavin has done the rightful thing. He followed me on MOW News. He sent me the trailer and he's like, yeah, tell Nico this doesn't look bad. And I'm like, right, I'm going to send it now. But when I was about to send it, I see a message like he sent it to you and he goes, you still don't seem to be buying into Netflix's Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe movie, bro.
No.
Still?
Nope.
Still no faith. Can
I tell you why?
Because it's Netflix.
Oh, put that aside. That's the argument ender right there. If I bring that in, there's no debate here to be had. And you can't debate that. Like, they haven't ever put out
track record does kind of go the other
you know
way.
What I mean? Like, it's like when you let me ask you this: when you go into a DC movie now, are you confident or trepidatious?
The latter.
This is what I'm saying, right? So let's bury the whole. Yeah, let's put the Netflix thing aside because that's the argument, ender, and it's not interesting then. Ana de Armas. I love Ana de Armas. Love Ana de Armas. The only good thing about No Time to Die was Ana de Armas. The best thing about Knives Out was Ana de Armas. I love this woman. And I also think, if we're going to go down now the aesthetic, I think she's one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Here's what worried me. She needed voice coaching.
Okay.
Sorry. Let me. An actor needing to bulk for a while. That's a few weeks of hard work. An actor needing to, I don't know, do stunts. You appreciate that limits then which actors you go with, because some actors just don't want to do it. Then you get guys like Tom Holland who are like, I'll do some shit. And then you get guys like Tom Cruise who are like, I will do all the shit. You know?
Jackie Chan, like, I'm writing this shit for me to do this shit.
Yeah. So, and she's a very talented actress, Ana de Armas, do not get me wrong. But when you're having to take, not weeks, months, 6 months for her to get her voice coaching in order, and she is on record of saying she's still not entirely there, Marilyn Monroe is such a fucking iconic character, arguably the biggest movie star of all time. Debate to be had. If someone came to me and went, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the biggest movie star of all time, I'd be like, I'll listen to that. Someone came to me and went, Marilyn Monroe is the biggest movie star of all time, I'll be like, I'd probably listen to that more. She was the most famous person in the world for a long period. She wasn't even that good. Like, she just had this natural magnetism to her. Now, blocking the porn. Now,
you got it? I was about to do it.
I got it. Part of the problem of becoming Marilyn Monroe is that you've got to imbue that magnetism, right? Blocking the porn, I see. Thank you. You can't be wasting time with getting your voice acting in order. We're not talking about accent training. I'm not talking about what Alison Sudol went through with Fantastic Beasts to do that old 30s New York accent style. You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about she literally couldn't get her fucking pitch and words out. And it's like, I'm sorry. This and you're produced by Netflix?
Give the woman a chance.
I will. I will see it because I love the woman. But
you have your reservations. Okay.
Fuck yes, I have my reservations. Nico, they should have brought back Michelle Williams for Marilyn Monroe and Blonde. I agree with that statement. Michelle Williams is the best Marilyn Monroe I've ever seen. Completely agree with that. Mixed Man Beverly says, which is the Twitter handle to message JJ Films today?
So currently, I'm trying to get back in the swing of stuff in the world of Twitter. So it's MOW News because Nico and I, along with a few other mates, host a wrestling podcast. So
there you go, Mixed Man Beverly.
Oh, let's get that up there. Yeah, so that's how you can get hold of me, guys. But I think I will get a more film-related one because I don't want to bore the crap out of you guys when you're seeing, like, what was your views on SummerSlam? Like, yeah, I appreciate you guys might not be...
Tune in after.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, like, we'll let it be for now. That's where I am traceable. But then when I get a bit more time and a bit more Twitter finger happy again, I'll hit you guys up with an official like movie page. But for now, MOW News is where you can find me.
40 minutes in, should we get the show rolling?
I think we should. Like, if you're joining us for the first time, you're like, hey, movie news, interesting. But what's a Rushmore?
Not a movie news.
It's not a movie news podcast. I mean, yeah, used to. But anyway, we'll bring that back out another time. More to the point, it's a Rushmore. So, Nico, would you like to tell people what the movie Mount Rushmore is all about?
Basically, it's a top 10 show between two best friends from school. But how does the show actually work? AJ and I each get us on the topic. We go our separate ways. We come right back here into recording and deliver to you, the Silver Screen Dudes, our film family, our familia, our individual top 10s. This week, I will go first, delivering my bottom 3. Then AJ will deliver his bottom 3. I will deliver my next 2. AJ will deliver his next 2. Then we will trade one apiece. If at any time, while we are rounding off our individual top 10 lists, one person has a movie in a higher position, that person will say, punt. And we will punt and talk about that movie when we get to the high position. Once we have both rounded off our individual top 10 lists, we will create the Movie Mount Rushmore. These are the 4 quintessential diverse must-see movies of the genre, which this week is...
Top 10 satisfying movie endings. And as, was it Riri said, this is very subjective. Like
super subjective.
It depends what you want to call there. I kind of went for a bit of the warm and fuzzies, a bit of a...
Warm and fuzzy in the tum-tum. Good.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I worked with it. Depending on the outcome of a film just before, I kind of like... It depends. Some stuff I'm very tempted to put on, but I didn't because I felt like I had a bit of a drop, then a rise based on what have you. Like, there are different ways you can feel good from a film.
For sure. It can be bittersweet. It can be fulfilled. It can just be genuine fuzzy feelings of happiness. There's no right or wrong here. It's just about how we felt and about the impression it's left for us in the long term. Before actually getting into it, guys, just quickly remember that the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast, as the title suggests, is available both in podcast format, available on all platforms, iOS, Android, and Spotify. The links to all of our podcast links, if you're watching on YouTube, are in the description below. And if you're listening to us on podcast and you want to tune into one of our live shows, it's every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m.
Whoa, where are you going?
Huh?
Every single Thursday?
Tuesday. Did I say Thursday? I saw I said Tuesday.
Guys, please. I'm not bugging.
No, you're not bugging. It's one of those, I thought I said something and the other person actually heard what I said. We've all been there. Cool. Cool. Every Tuesday, I'm bugging, at 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time. So just do the time difference, figure it out. And we would love to have you join us on the live show with people like Gavin Mann, with people like Francis, Billy Mount, Riri, RJ Skarenki, Mixed Memorabilia. Don't believe I'm forgetting anyone here tonight. Francis, I said Francis, but yeah. Our usual suspects of miscreants and film fans. But yeah, guys, every single Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Silver Screen Dudes, where you can also find the odd movie review from myself. I will be actually posting one on Thursday. I'm going to see Bullet Train tomorrow night. I'm so looking forward to that.
I got my birthday gift from the other half's sister and brother-in-law was tickets to the cinema. It's a movie voucher. And she's like, what do you want to see? I'm like, there's nothing really this week, but next week I really want to go somewhere. Like, I am not using Picture House movie ticket vouchers for Super League of Pets. Like, it's just not going to happen, right?
That is very good.
Bro, it's good, but I'm not using Picture House for that. Do you understand? Like, respectfully, I can watch that in the view. Yeah, it doesn't have a big screen, doesn't have to be the fancy experience. I'm like, I'm going to bullet train this bastard. And I'm like, but I'm working till 8. Nick's going to beat me. He's going to get the review out first. So that's like, yeah, c'est la vie. Deal with it.
It's just what I do. And yeah, guys, look, we do bring this content to you weekly. It will always remain free. So if you do like these two dudes right here, the British dudes, AJ and Nico, and you want to show us some support literally for less than the cost of your daily Starbucks, you can head on over to buymeacoffee.com/movie dudes. Any money we are lucky enough to be supported with will be reinvested into the channel for new equipment, new streaming software, just to make sure that the content we give you keeps getting better and better and better and better. It's not to go straight into our pockets. Never know how, no way. So yeah, buymeacoffee.com/movie dudes. The link to that is in the description below, video and podcast. Let's get into it.
So before we do, we, the Silver Screen Dudes, have the challenge of making the 4 must-see movies of the category, being top 10 satisfying movie endings. However, like last week, what happens after that is the challenge gets passed on to you guys. Why? Because while we had that challenge of crowning the top 4, you guys have to crown El Capitan, El Numero Uno, the best of the best of the best of the best. And to quote Highlander, in the end, there can be only one. How do you do that? What you will do is you will take our 4 films. You will then hold them over to at Movie MT Rushmore. But more importantly, movie polls for you with good old JT, who we will be retweeting. So there's only one vote. And you will vote for your most must-see film of a category. Last week, our topic was
the best movie that breaks the fourth wall.
My old friend used to do this so much better. But yes, and our contenders were
The Big Short, Deadpool, Wayne's World, Monty Python, and the Holy Grail.
So I'm not going to cheat, guys. When I saw Nick, we were talking about that.
Right.
He revealed a bit of a spoiler, so I'm just going to go with it, I reckon. Well, he goes, in a world where The Big Short doesn't win best movie to break the fourth wall or something like that, and he goes, there's a spoiler for you. So I'm just going to go with it. Off the bat, that is the number 4, right?
Correct. 12%. Bullshit. That was proper Tourette's. 12% bullshit.
No offense to anyone with Tourette's listening. It's that kind of reaction sound. Right.
If they're offended by that, don't tune into last week.
Hell no. I mean, that's Matt Hardy worthy, but we won't go there.
V1.
Now, this is going to go one way or the other. Just comedy-wise, it's something. Breaking the fourth wall, it's something different. Monty Python in at number 3.
No, sir.
Right, so it's number 1. Okay. Wayne's World at number 3.
Yes, sir. 19%.
Number 2 is Deadpool.
34%. You are correct.
Monty Python, wasn't it? It was just one way.
35%. Only 1% separated 1 and 2. I'm not surprised at all that Deadpool did that well.
Yeah. No. Me neither, if I'm honest. Me neither.
Quick one from Billy Mount here just before we get into it. Nico, going back to blonde casting, I'm still upset that they cast Rooney Mara as Audrey Hepburn in the biopic instead of Lily Collins, because Collins is Audrey Hepburn. Yes, but Rooney Mara could also do a great job. These are 2 world-class actors we're talking about.
Right, and just to agree with Francis on this one, spoiler warning. So yeah, I mean,
thank you for that, Francis. Well played.
Yeah, it's one of those that you can't really avoid with an episode like this, guys. We've all kind of.
But then talking about the endings,
it's the ending, so you're gonna have to kind of say why it gave you a special thing. But I may try and skirt around it. Other times it's gonna be just in your face because fuck it, it is what it is. It's a movie ending. So that's where
no skirting from me.
I'm never shocked with this kind of shit. But right. Over to you, sir. Let's not waste any more time because guess what? An hour's nearly passed and we've not said one.
Okay, let's get through this quickish. It's not going to be quick. I've just seen my top 10 list. There's no way this is going fast. Oh, well, we're in for a long one tonight, guys. Hope you enjoy the ride. This man made my list twice. I'm going to bring in Robin Williams at number 10, and I'm going to go Dead Poets Society.
I remember you saying this is big to you, but I've still not seen it.
It's really good, bro. Like, it's one of those things whereby, okay, so Robin Williams essentially teaches this school of high-strung boys the joys of carpe diem, seize the day, right? He teaches them to, again, bringing in Matt Hardy, and I live for the moments. But that's literally what he's imbuing on them. He's teaching about the joys of life, the joys of poetry, the joys of love, right? He's filling their ideas with what some perceive to be a bit radical, what normal forward-thinking people would think is just like healthy, right? The spoiler is that one of the kids embraces these ideas wholeheartedly, and his parents don't like R.I.P. Robin Williams indeed. Thank you, Billy Mount. I miss that motherfucker every single day he's gone. The boy's parents don't take kindly to his newfound love of life, his carpe diem, and come down on him like a ton of bricks. Result, the boy commits suicide, right? And as the result of the boy committing suicide and them linking the suicide to Robin Williams' teachings, Robin Williams gets fired, right? And the ending scene will forever, ever move me. Is as he's leaving, all the boys get up on their chair and go, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." It's fucking wonderful. Here's where I can refrain a bit. I won't explain why "Oh, Captain, my Captain" is so important. That's one of the key points of the movie. It's stellar. It's one of Robin Williams' more downplayed roles, but it's so beautiful. And it leaves you with such a sense of, yes, despite this bad shit that's happened, he's left the mark that he needed to leave to make these boys' lives better. And it's kind of like out of darkness comes a light.
Sam Jackson's not on your list, is he?
Sam Jackson. I don't think so, no.
Okay. So
technically, but I know it's not for this role that you're thinking of. So
I'm just thinking it kind of resonates with the whole what is your greatest fear from Coach Carter? You know, when you've tapped
young man, what is your greatest fear?
Yeah.
It's so that type of shit, yeah.
That's nice. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Cool. I wish I can add. I just know it's something I want to see.
Gavin Mann says number 10. Really? Wow. Again, all subjective. So you must have strong feelings about the other 9. Oh yeah. Yeah. These are. I'm bringing the rain tonight, man. These are some good movies I'm bringing on. Harry's Boy's here. Thank you for joining us again, Harry's Boy. Dead Poets, one of the great bittersweet endings. It's a sad moment, but powerful. Yep. Mm-hmm. Very sad, very powerful. That actually, what you've just said there, Harry's Boy, is very telling of the direction I'm taking with some of the movies on my list. It doesn't always have to be oogly boogly feelings in the tum-tum to make you feel good, right? I regret.
Yeah, like I get that.
It can sometimes be bittersweet. It can be a sadness, which it's inside out, isn't it? Mixed emotions.
I'm guessing that's not on your list then. I'm guessing that's not on your list then because
No. Mixed Memorabilia says, "Oh boy, whilst the ending is shocking and see that I think is dark. While the ending is shocking and will remain with the viewer as a great piece of cinema, it's definitely not satisfying." I'm lost, Mixed Memorabilia.
We had the same reaction, like, well, Yeah, so that's why it's not on the list.
That's why it's not on the list. It's satisfying endings. Old Boy is very I mean, it's it's a great film, one of the best out there, but woo, doesn't belong in this category.
No.
Okay, in at number 9, already Gavin may be shocked that this is higher than Dead Poet Society. There's an argument to be made that Dead Poet Society is a better film than what I'm about to say. I've seen this one more, and I do find it infinitely rewatchable. And I don't think we've ever actually brought it up, despite both of us really liking this film. Cruel Intentions. Think about it. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar is a cunt in this film.
Yeah, hell yeah, she is. Hell yeah.
And
I suppose the payoff is there.
The payoff is there big time. Like, how do you destroy a villain without physically killing them? You break down the walls of that which they hold most dear. What did Sarah Michelle Gellar, her character, value above everything else? Power and control. Control over how people perceived her, power over the student body, control over the entire school campus.
Yeah.
And for her to lose it, to quote her, the prissy little Catholic girl played by Reese Witherspoon, and for her entire, I mean, it's basically Regina's burn book, isn't it? Like,
bro, you know, it's really funny because Mean Girls very nearly made my list, and now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
Bro, Cruel Intentions is that she is one of the vilest characters.
Yeah,
like people, we never talk about that character enough. I can't even remember the character's fucking name. I hate her so much. But it's a great film. It really is. It's infinitely rewatchable. It's got a really nice character arc with Ryan Felipe. The one part I find a bit shitty is how he dies. I'm like, can happen, is realistic. Like, I remember Yash when we were growing up and in school, he nearly turned and walked into a fucking moving car. I remember. We both remember that.
Christ. My God, that was something. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally turned and was like, boom. Like,
whoa. And no bullshit. He matrixed it. He matrixed it away.
Yeah. Real talk. It was a Matrix move. He neoed that shit. So look, kids and cars and accidents, that shit, unfortunate. Babu, R.I.P. Our friend Babu died in a car accident, you know? So this shit does happen, but I don't know. If that death felt a bit like, oh, okay. I mean, fine, but
based on the story arc, like I don't want to say weak, especially like you quoted bad.
No, it felt weak,
but like, it's just, it's a weird way. Like, is that how you would? But I suppose what else do you do to write out a character? Just take a natural situation that can occur.
Yeah. And so after that untimely death, you think that she's going to get away with it, don't you? Because she's there, you know, she's giving her big speech, she's got everyone's approval, and then the hammer drops, and it's like, oh, thank God for that. Bitch gets her comeuppance. Jesus. Now,
it's been forever since I've seen Cruel Intentions.
You've got things like Beauty and the Beast, where Gaston falling off the cliff. By the way, I'll say it now: best movie villain, best Disney villain ever. Gaston. Him falling off the cliff, so satisfying. But without talking about death, oh, this is good. You're just like, you're a fucking bitch. Yes. I got really into it, like, yes. Because we've known people like that at school, these kind of like master manipulators and who turn people against people just for shits and giggles, you know? And it's like, to see the comeuppances get done on screen is like, so good. And as the movie's fading out, as Tucky rightfully says, you've got the Verve playing Bittersweet Symphony, and it's just like, oh my God, perfect. Mm-hmm. Double for you. So
I love people's memories, unless like coincidentally you may have watched Cruel Intentions recently, but you know when there's a film, like you said, you can't remember Sarah Michelle Gellar's name. Like, I remember the film, and I remember certain scenes, and I remember her being the ultimate bitch and all of that. But you know, like, couldn't remember the last song even if you paid me right now. So I love the way people keep track.
Mixed Memorabilia's got a recommendation here, so take note because they're always good. A recommendation. Badler. Is it Badler? Similar cast to Pink, but the ending makes my top 4.
Ooh. Satisfying movie endings. Sorry.
Now, do what you think. Billy Mount says, Nico, did you know that Cruel Intentions was based on Dangerous Liaisons? I actually did. I knew that one. Gavin Mann says, I have some honorables with musical endings. Good Vibrations and Sister Act 2. AJ may have the latter on his list. That's racist. Did Good Vibrations appearing on...
It was nearly there, actually. It was nearly there, but no, it didn't. Do you know what it is? As great as it was, I also felt the ending was somewhat predictable. And I think that's what kind of kills it for me in terms of, but yeah, it was, it makes honorable for that really, because it nearly did make the list. So.
Francis Lalonde with a few suggestions here. Goodbye, Mr. Chips from 1939 and Fame from 1980. And The Pit and the Pendulum from 1961. And Billy Mount, they did spoof Cruel Intentions in Not Another Teen Movie. It's a guilty pleasure, that Not Another Teen Movie. It's terrible. It's terrible. I acknowledge its terribleness. I don't pretend otherwise. So that was my 9. My 8, Monsieur AJ. My 8, maybe a punt. Or you may not have thought it worthy enough, but I love it. Jim Carrey and The Truman Show.
Another honorable.
Honorable, yeah?
Very nearly
Bro,
honorable.
It's wonderful, this film. And by the way, I was just thinking when I was uploading these overlays earlier, the fact you and me are going to agree, the fact that this is even a debate people have is a fucking insanity. And yes, that is an opinion.
Even though.
Never going to let it go. Never going to let it go because it's like the most obvious thing when someone's debating it. But that's your opinion. It's like, yes, it's the words coming out my mouth. Therefore, it's my opinion. Can we now debate? Fucks me off so hard. But yeah, look, the whole Will Ferrell versus Jim Carrey thing. You and me both agree it's not a debate that should exist.
No.
But it is a debate. It's with movies like this where I go, how can you debate it? Jim may not be your brand of comedy. That's fine. But if we're talking actors here, there's only one actor between the two of them.
I mean, yeah.
One's a walking retracted turtle head penis.
He just doesn't do it. He just can't. I'm sorry.
Bro.
It's just nothing. There's never anything in there. And, Jim has done it on several occasions, and it's just not there for Will Ferrell. Like, the only thing that's close is, like, this film, Everything Must Go, which I've seen, and I don't hate it. But it was just that. So he's subdued, so it was okay. But no one's talking about this film all the time. It's not that, and I don't think it ever will be.
Nope. And the Truman Show really, I think, left an impression on people. Even that iconic end line. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah.
What a fucking wonderful way! If you are an unaware star of the most popular reality TV show in the world, and your line in the movie without you knowing has become a line, and through meta transportation now it's not only you signaling the director and producer that you're gone, but it's also kind of like your bow and your final farewell to the audience.
Hurrah, isn't it? Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's actually brilliant. And it does scare me in a bit because it could also be a bit predictive.
Yeah.
How close are we in reality TV now to getting to this babies being born on set and shit?
You would really hope it doesn't, but it's not to say it's not possible. That's the sad thing.
Oh, no.
There's nothing to say it's not possible. And that is a heartbreaker.
It is. Riri Thomas says, Top Gun on my list. Also Knives Out on my list. Both are fantastic. Gavin Mann, The Truman Show, what a sign off. Thank you, Gavin. Billy Mount, not so hot on the idea. Truman Show is fine, but I prefer Ed TV. I've seen it once, but it was so fucking long ago. I need to rewatch it. Mixed memorabilia, Benicio del Toro killing all the family at the dinner table in Sicario. Can we agree that qualifies as an ending? Definitely qualifies as an ending. I'm going to hurt you here a bit, mixed memorabilia. I do not care for Sicario. It bored the living bejesus out of me.
I'm mixed. It was just there. I'm not.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw.
Well, not this week. That seemed quite good.
I've heard. I will watch after.
It looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie.
Francis Lawrence says, not a fan of Kerry, not really a Ferrell fan either, but have seen more of his films. Ah, this is why you're not a fan of Kerry, Francis. You need to see more of his movies. Harry's Boy says, the Jim Carrey film whose ending I love is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Well done, Harry's Boy. 10 points to you, sir. That is a great shout. Another pitch from Francis Long, Village of the Damned from 1960. Woo, we got the recommendations coming tonight. Tucky, The Truman Show was revolutionary. Sadly, foreshadowed the reality TV that we come to shortly after. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask this because while we're talking on reality TV, because I've always said, like, reality TV, people say it's got an all-time low, right? You've got all sorts. You've got your Big Brothers, you've got your Apprentice, you've got Hell's Kitchen.
Love Island.
Watched and followed, yeah. You can do
Apprentice is good,
bro. I love it. I think the winner was on the tube with me the other day. But like, you've got all forms of reality TV, right? Love Island, hell, The Only Way is Essex, and the rest of them. Made in Chelsea. All of that.
My show, Made in Chelsea. Guilty pleasure.
However, I need to know if the US has this or if any other country has it. Because how the hell has this thing got multiple series? And it bugs me. Gogglebox. We are literally...
Fuck that.
No, because I don't know if any Gogglebox fan ever pays attention to what you're doing. You're watching TV of people watching TV. Like, how the hell is this making money?
I can answer that for you because we live in a day and age where one of the most viewed things on YouTube is a trailer reaction. Yeah. Tell me it's different. Gogglebox is literally people reacting to shit. I'll tell you one Gogglebox I watched, mate, which actually entertained me, was people watching the Red Wedding scene in Game of Thrones and going, that was entertaining. Say what you will, that shit was funny.
It's weird, but to say weekly, you're going to tune into people watching TV. Is this really what the world has come to?
To say daily, you're going to tune into YouTube to people watching YouTube. It is what the world's become to.
C'est la vie.
It's madness, isn't it?
I just want to know, does any other country have their version of Gogglebox? A show of literally people's reaction watching TV shows. That is it. From top to bottom. Just has a narrator saying, so this week on EastEnders, blah, 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 blah. And then you see people, you know, that Phil Mitchell. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, that's the show. That is
same as YouTube, bro. It's literally the same.
Yeah, maybe.
Think about it. It's just an extended trailer reaction.
It is, I suppose. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but in the same breath, I feel like I'm.
No. I don't think you're being too harsh. Let's be clear.
I'm saying like a trailer reaction because I could somewhat defend, and we've done these, right? But I feel like I've got a box that shows you the trailer as it's happening. I'm commenting as it goes on. Again, I don't know. I just weird ass, man. Weird ass. Anyway,
I agree. Billy Mount says, Nico, what did you think of the sequel to Sicario? Preferred it to the original, but I recognize it's not as well made, but I preferred it entertainment-wise. Francis Lond, I think this is a dig at you. Batman Forever. Yeah.
I mean it.
Shoot Fight fans, Den, what up? Hi, y'all.
How you doing?
Arrival 2016, fantastic film. Gavin Mann says on the tube with the apprentice and you never plug your podcast to them.
You know what? She was really weird, right? I don't want to like get into it, but I you know when you look, it's like, that one looks familiar. Like, oh, Sugar, I think it's her. I can't remember her name right now. And then she sat down with, I believe, her sister, right? I don't want to get into this, but we're on this point. And then it's like she was trying to set up like maybe Apple Pay on her phone or something. And you know what it's like? Maybe now that you've realized someone has recognized you, you're now flashing to confirm you are who you are, right? So it was like, oh yeah, like if you could do this, yeah, I'll buy you whatever you want for lunch. And I was like, okay, that just sounds like two people could do, one who's slightly more technological than the other one. Then it was all this stuff like, yeah, so like, you know, because yeah, my business Amex isn't doing, and I was like, am I really hearing this? At which point, the Galaxy Buds went in and my music just took over. You know, I was just like, all right, I'm pretty sure it's you, and like, well done. But yeah, this ain't going anywhere.
Don't be a mark, yeah. What have we got? Riri Thomas, I'll take this one if you want, AJ. What Star Wars film would you say has the most satisfying ending? There's only one. It's got to be Return of the Jedi.
I believe it is, isn't it? Really? Yeah, I believe.
Killed the Emperor. Vader's been redeemed. Everyone's partying on with the little cannibal teddy bears. On the Ewoks, don't come at me. Everyone's partying with the cannibal teddy bears on Endor, and happiness all around. And Luke sees apparitions of his master and of his father and of his other master. It's
depending on the year, his vision changed quite a bit. I'm just saying.
But that's got to be like, if we're talking, it's not the best Star Wars movie, but if we're talking satisfying Star Wars endings, it has to be that one.
Yeah,
has to be. Apparently, Shoot 5 fans likes Gogglebox. Wait, where is it? Yep, I like Gogglebox. Fun.
Yeah, do you know what? Him saying Gamer TV is so real. I didn't actually think of that, because isn't that something I thought was streaming? Yeah, take it back, Gogglebox. You can't take my money, but well played. Yeah, well played. Then
Channel 4 know how to get their money. Just confirming, I like Sicario, but my emphasis on the ending only in this case. That's fair. Cool. AJ, it's over to you now, my friend.
Right. Okay, so this might be a bit of a shock to you, because when we discussed them, we we're like, should we use movie ending, unsatisfying movie endings, or what we're going to do? This was going to be my worst.
Oh.
For the longest while, it burnt me. I'm like, I can't do this. I've never really brought this film up. The one time I'm going to bring it up because I fucking love the film, I'm going to make it my worst. Like, it can't. So I've made it number 10 because then something else kind of reminded me of a film I do hate. But it's not, I hate it with a passion. And we'll get to the worst when it comes. But in at number 10, and very nearly made worse, guys, 8 Mile. Now, you may say, what? 8 Mile? 8 Mile? No, but 8 Mile's the end is
No, I know where you're going, and I'm surprised it's not your worst.
Because, like, officially, the rap battle at the end is one of the most awesome things you can ever imagine. It gets you pumped. It gets you hyped. Everybody from the 313,
put your motherfucking hands up and follow me.
Like, we're all on it. Yeah, we've done every battle. Like, so much so, Zany even watches the battle on YouTube. The battles on YouTube. Like,
it's amazing.
It's past time. It's
amazing.
there. Like, it's absolutely cool. Why did it nearly make worse? Why is it number 10? Because after all of that hype, like, maybe we should have just gone to credits after he looks at Brittany Murphy, RIP, gives her the finger, we cut to credits. No, it's like, yeah, be rabbit, we done it, bro, we done it. So what do we do now? I don't know, I'm gonna go to work. And it's like, from the ultimate hype that you've given me, you just anti-climax that bitch straight away. And I was just like,
Lose Yourself did not fit him walking off back to work.
Yeah,
at all.
it just didn't, like, because it's like, it's the whole thing of made it. Now I get it. Everybody knows the local rapper. We've all seen him. We've all gone to that school who thinks he's going to make... We've all gone to school with a guy who's going to make it big. Doesn't matter what era, whether it's grime, whether it's...
Samir and Peter, lol.
But bro, it's there. Like, they've all tried it. We've all know guys, yeah, they've got the lyric book, this, that, and the other. It doesn't even have to be subjected to just rap or hip-hop. Like, it could be anything. You've got the rockers. Like, everyone there, you know, we've all got that one guy who's got his guitar and will strum away and go to a party like, oh, here we go, guys. Like, we know him. We know him.
Yeah, dickheads.
Yeah, it doesn't mean Rabbit had to have made it, but we could have just been left with a bit of unknown. But it's like, you've just smashed essentially the biggest rappers in town, and we've seen the cars that the free world had. Yeah, like, they weren't doing bad. I don't care. And like Papa Doc, it took me a very long time for Anthony Mackie to be anyone else but Papa Doc. Like, they lived the lifestyle, you know. And my man's just like, yeah, I'm going back to the steel factory, and I'm not shitting on him. Like, make your money, bro. I'm not about that. Like, if you can make it, make it. But in the same breath, is that how we had to end the film? Do you get where I'm going? And that's why it nearly made worse. And until something else came in.
And scene.
You know what I mean?
But can I understand? Because I'm completely on board with you about it making worse. Are you essentially ignoring the ending and just...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's number 10, because it's like, it gives you a great ending, and some people will be like, yeah, he's living the dream, he can still battle, who knows what comes next. Like,
in the steel factory.
Like, yeah, like, I mean, he did have some good battles at in the factory, but
with Exhibit, bro,
Exhibit.
I miss Exhibit. I miss that motherfucker. I loved Exhibit.
Thank you. So with that, I'm like, if you just take away the legitimate very end of the film, it's a cool ending. So it's satisfying. Like, the guy who kept choking literally choked the master. You know, that's cool.
One.
313. Fuck free
Fuck
world.
free world.
313.
313. Fuck free world. So
But
good.
like, it's cool. It is all kinds of cool. But yeah, the ultimate ending of the film was like, yeah. So it's a bit of a mixed emotion there. So
I don't think it should be on your number 10 just because I think it should be your worst. I don't think this should be your number 10 because your argument about the ending being a flop is so valid.
Bro, it's the ultimate anticlimax. But you can't ignore the pre-last scene being the
it's killer. It's fucking killer.
Most awesome thing you could ever think of.
Every single kid of our generation knew every word to that final battle.
Yeah.
Every single word. Riri Thomas says, I know people who don't even like rap and they love 8 Mile. It's true.
Yeah.
Tucky says, not a big horror fan, but I think Saw makes my top 10. Ooh, satisfying ending. All right, bro.
Do you, bro? And on that note, I will Kermit. Yeah.
But yeah, right. Well, we're going to throw our hands in the air like this. Mixed Memorabilia says, great point about 8 Mile ending. And Billy Mount goes on to say, Saw 1 is my favorite horror movie. It's a good one. It's a good one. Then the tech wants to argue with you here. Him walking off at the end in the end of it while we're showing he's growing up as a person.
It's somewhat subject to interpretation. That's what I'm like. That's kind of what brought it back in. It's like, as I said, who knows what he's doing? Like, as I said, make that money. You've realized that it's not just about this, and you can still rap, but you need to fund it. You need to fund your lifestyle. So I'm not shitting on it, but it was like, we could have just ended and just left it open to interpretation. What does Rabbit do next? Some would say, well, he shat on the rest of his boys, told them about maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, we need to make money. Maybe he did go to work. I didn't need to see him go back to work. Yeah? That's the point. We could have left it open.
I need your Captain America gif. Gavin Man says, you're not selling this as top 10 material, AJ.
No, it is. No, because I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play down the rap battles. The rap battles are one of the most epic. They get everyone going. As you said, everybody knew the lyrics.
My motto, fuck lotto. I'll get the 7 digits from your mother for $1 tomorrow. So good. So good. Billy Monk goes on to say James Wan and Lee Whannell deserve credits for Saw. James Wan and Lee Whannell deserve credits for life. Riri Thomas says, I love the Goodwill Hunting ending. It is wonderful. It is wonderful. Your number 9, please, AJ.
Right, in at number 9. This one was a bit bittersweet. So I wasn't too sure how I felt about it, but it was the closing of a chapter before they reopened the fucking book. Toy Story 3.
Yeah, I knew you'd bring this up.
I toyed with it. There was another film. No, it's more
bittersweet. Again, sad, but brilliant.
Yeah, and you know what? I even rewatched the ending today before putting it on because I was like, do I really want to put Disney's on? Do I really want to go with the go-tos? And then I thought about it. And I'm like, there were 2 films I always say that followed our journey, right?
This and American Pie.
And Toy Story trilogy. Yeah. And I just thought that it was so beautiful the way they end it. And it's that bittersweet moment because we've talked about it. We've, so much so that you tried to find me a Dragon's Sword for my freaking birthday.
Tried so hard.
Bro, trust me, you don't have to pay those extortionate bits of cash for it. But
I was vexed, I would have gone close to 3 figures for you, but I'm like, right, allow the 250.
Yeah. That's straight up taking the piss. That is straight up taking the piss.
Because I know how much you want one of those. And I was like, Dragon's Sword, you got to pay some motherfucker. Like, okay. Is there no one in eBay or something? Is no one selling one of the ones I had as a kid in like a car boot sale? Just doesn't matter what the price is, just so man can have one that works. It's no, you got to pay $250. Like, you got to suck my dick. Like,
could you imagine just walking past your local Oxfam and be like, hey, Dragon's Sword, £20. Hey, I'll take it. Like, it's possible.
Sell that shit.
Exactly. I'd have to eBay it, seeing the figures that's going out there. But it's like, we know, and I can't speak for everyone, but I had a personal bond with my toys. Parents threw them, still can't forgive them every now and again when I say it. It brings up a bit of PTSD, no lie. And this is the thing, it's like, Andy's growing up, and we've seen it through the films, and it's like, you're at that point where we've all been there where, okay, there are some people who have a huge figurine collection. I'm not going to call it toy collection because it's different to them. It's
collectible.
Yeah, they're collectibles now. And it's like, But for those that you played with, it's either they've been thrown or you pass it on. And it's just that moment where he's realized that he can't do it, and he's given everything away, and he sees Woody at the end of the at the bottom of the box, and he's like, "How did that get there?" And he's like, "It's time to let go." And it you can see the pain. There is a lot of pain in that moment, but he then not only gives Woody over, but then plays with the young girl, can't remember her name, to create that moment. And it's so long. But he looks back at his toys, and he's like, "Yeah, end of an era." And that, Woody's so long partner.
What that scene did, what I thought was so freaking wonderful about it, is that it flipped the entire 3 movies on their head and made you realize this movie's not about Woody. This movie's not about Buzz. This whole trilogy's been about Andy. And it's like,
yeah.
So good.
It went from being a new toy to potentially like not appreciating your toys. Like it just had everything. It's done it all, and it's all from Andy's perspective. You're right. It's exactly that. And that's why I was like, you know what? It's bittersweet. So it's not the most warming. Like you're like, oh man, that's sad. But in the same breath, it's like it's a new chapter. But I didn't need to see that chapter. And furthermore, I didn't need to see that the toys went on an adventure and a fucking fun fair. And yeah, Toy Story 4 can go to hell.
It really can.
It's just absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It annoys me so much that they did that.
Yeah.
It's to the degree where when I've always told you that the way I want to show Toy Story to my kids, now I have one, I can do this. Toy Story 1 and 2 can see close together. I want to try and force that 10-year gap between Toy Story 2 and 3 so she experiences what we experienced.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if she ever watches Toy Story 4 because it's stupid. Francis Lalonde, I hope you're having a brain fart here, my friend. Pitching Grave of the Fireflies is a satisfying ending.
What are
Jesus. That is dark, my friend.
No.
I've seen Sicario. I've seen Saw. This is a bridge too far.
This is in the old boy territory. Like these can't go on to satisfying. No.
No, it's not bittersweet. It's just gut-wrenchingly sad.
Yeah.
No. Fuck no.
That one breaks you. Sorry. No. That is not.
I'm so glad you've seen that film, by the way. But
I'm still waiting. And it's one of those things. There's a film. I might bring it up next week. I'm not sure. There's a film that I showed to Tam, and I knew what the ending was going to be like. And she was like, "Don't you dare." It was on her birthday. She was really loving the film, and then the ending's not so great. And she predicted it. And she's like, "How dare you try to make me cry on my birthday?" I was like, "Well, it's an emotional film. It's a sweet film." And I kind of feel like
her.
Huh?
What did you show her?
You might come up next week, so we'll leave it to that. But no, it's nothing. I don't even think you've seen it. If I'm honest, I brought it up before.
Then talk, my friend. What did you show?
It's a film called One Day with Jennifer Love Hewitt and some guy, Paul Nichols from the Descendants. It's quite sweet, but yeah, the ending nearly broke her. And
you had me at Jennifer Love Hewitt.
But I do think there's a day where Grave of the Fireflies is gonna come. I don't know if it could catch her attention long enough. I know the ending will destroy her.
How can that movie not catch your attention? It grabs you by the testicles, or I guess if you're a woman, the breasts from the first minute. It's like, hey, the Hiroshima bomb's about to drop. Is that okay? Talk to me.
We'll see. It's one of those things. As I always say, it took 5 attempts for her to watch Iron Man, and sometimes you have to be in the right mood for the right film. And I don't know when that right mood will be, and that's the part where I'm like, if I get her, I've got her. And again, guys, I'm not out to torture my girlfriend. But unfortunately,
there's never a fucking unwatched Grave of the Fireflies. No.
It's one of those
to watch it as a film connoisseur, but
yeah, I feel like it's one of those that should have to catch me halfway, and then be like, I know it will catch her interest from that point. Like, what are you watching? Like, yeah, just sit down. And then again, it's because it needs to be seen, not that I'm out to torture.
So, on the topic of Japanimation, Red Turtle I would listen to as a satisfying ending, because although it's incredibly sad that he obviously dies at the end, the kid gets set free. It's got a very, very nice message behind it. Very bittersweet. We are all essentially doomed to leave our parents behind to die and us to go and stretch our legs. Every human being has that.
I'm down with that.
Yes. Hang on, I had one for mixed memorabilia here. Where's it gone? Another recommendation for everyone: Mother, directed by Bong Joon-ho.
Why does that ring a bell?
Well, because it's the director of Parasite.
No. I'm not talking the name. I'm talking the name, Mother.
Oh, you're thinking of the Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. They did a movie called Mother a few years ago.
Could well be.
I actually liked it. People hated it. I thought it was quite good.
Mixed memorabilia, if you could by any chance just give me... Do you know what? That's all right. I was getting art for the year. I'll find it. Don't worry. I'll use the director.
See, this one from Harry's Boy I actually quite like. Satisfying ending in a very dark film. How about Silence of the Lambs? Lecter blending into the crowd is a great shot. Satisfying because of that line. I'm going to have an old friend.
Yeah.
It's a great last line.
Yeah,
great last line.
I could give that time.
Riri Thomas is pitching Dark Knight. Ending is so cool. That voiceover by Gary Oldman is class. Very quotable. Yep. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Right, AJ, your number 8, please.
Right, my number 8. It's a prison movie. No, it's not that prison movie with a happy ending, but this one I've always had a great laugh with. I like to bring it up every now and again when I get a chance to. Life.
Yeah, I'd listen to that.
Yeah, because we're talking about two men who were wrongly imprisoned, being played by Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Recently on a debate, guys, I'll try and get that debate for you guys as to which pill you would pick.
The one with Will Ferrell isn't on.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. As much as I love Eddie Murphy, I couldn't do Eddie Murphy and Will Ferrell. I couldn't.
Yeah, you fucked me on that because of all of them, Eddie's my favorite.
Yeah.
But you're pairing him with Will Ferrell. It's like, nah.
I was like, you can't. I was like, Eddie Murphy is the
Martin Lawrence is vanilla. He's non-offensive. He's just vanilla. And he'll give you the odd good thing, like Life and like Blue Streak. It's like, that's more than Will's ever given me. So
yeah.
Already I'm batting with Martin Lawrence. And then I know Nate said on the group, like, oh, but Adam Sandler's like, there's, what was it, the Ready Salted of comedy? It's like, of comedy, yes. But it was fair. He is the Ready Salted of comedy. Although his stand-up is on point. I'll say that. His stand-up,
I've never seen one.
Legendary, mate. He's amazing as a stand-up comedian. His drama's good.
But again, if we are going to talk comedy work, because that's essentially what the picture was depicting, you know what I mean? I get it. But Will Ferrell, as I rightfully put, all the good that Eddie Murphy has done cannot outdo the damage of Will Ferrell. Like if I could endure Martin Lawrence's films, and I'm not a fan of Big Mama's House collection series. Like
I'm all right with it.
Like, but I could endure those films, whereas clear as day could not do. But...
And you also get Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence.
I know, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You can get the odd good thing with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, this is it. This is true. And you still get to see Eddie Murphy because you get Life. Like it happens. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Daddy's Home is not enough to make me I have to watch Elf and Talladega Nights. No. And Zoolander. Oh, mind you.
No,
can't do it.
I've got a weird soft spot for Zoolander, but he's in it for such a minutiae amount of time. It's like I can tolerate you. I can tolerate you in a 10-minute capacity because this movie's not about you. There was one thing they did in Zoolander that cracked me up. You know the way women can take their bras off without taking their tops off?
Yeah.
So fucking Owen Wilson takes his underwear off without taking his trousers off. I thought that was some funny shit right there. And the way he does it is gold.
I don't think I'd go back. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not gonna
No, don't. It's not one I'll ever revisit. But that scene had me laughing.
I can't remember actually. It's not too good. Oh, God, that film was bad. Merman, fuck off. Anyway, back to Life, because Life is what we're talking about. Two guys wrongly imprisoned and for one crime, and the sentence forever seems to keep getting extended. Even when it seems that freedom was on their way, it gets overturned because the warden dies. Great comedy along the way, and spoiler, they finally make it out as very, very old men. They're still bickering, but it was like, you know what, you guys got out. And I've always thought it was like, hey, good on you guys. I had a great laugh with Life. I always have. So
yeah,
Life made it
good. A few comments here quickly. Mixed memorabilia. Does Ikaru make it from that Japanese angle you mentioned, Nico? 100% Ikaru makes it. Few suggestions from Francis Lone. Jojo Rabbit. Salute to you, Francis.
I was tempted.
Bumblebee. Fucking big salute to you.
Again, another honourable, actually.
Is that your favourite moment with me in the cinema, seeing my reaction to that shit?
Yes, the not the ending, the opening to Bumblebee is something that we never cannot be matched. I don't think it can be replicated with anything. Like, he lost his shit. Yeah, so it's funny because there was another moment. There was another moment that happened in cinema that you in the cinema and you were there, but you weren't next to me. So it's a shared moment with my bro.
Was it me kicking off the applause for Endgame?
Oh, there was that. But yeah, by all means, that's awesome. But it was wonder. Like, I thought I'm finally seeing Scarlet Witch in Endgame, and I remember going to the fight was unleashed. I lost my shit there. but yes, no. From seeing you lose your shit, by all means, 100%. It was the opening.
Oh, just give us that movie. That thing they tease, just give me that fucking movie, please.
I get you, bro. I get you. Like, yeah, I'm down for it. Give me the prequel. Give me the prequel to the prequel, and I'm down.
Yes, you sure you can do it now? Just give me 90 minutes of that, please.
Take my money.
Oh, take all the money. Now, I know you think you heard take a lot of my money. And let me be very clear. Take all my money. Just give me this fucking film, please. Don't give me this bullshit they're doing now. Fucking Beast Wars with Optimus Primal. Fuck off. Give me Cybertron. Give me Soundwave going, Ravage, eject. I lost my fucking mind. It's like, what?
He's not joking, man. He legit lost his shit. It's real. It's real. I had to say more than seeing Margot Robbie in a bathtub, but
yes.
Yeah.
That was good too, though.
I remember we referenced, is that what, like, it was a double take. Like, we looked,
and then our legs crossed in the opposite direction away from each other.
Exactly. Like, why are we looking at each other when that's on screen? Like,
very good, very good. Oh, Billy Mount Behave. Elf is the only good Will Ferrell movie. AJ, take it away.
No, it's not. It's literally the definition of what made me say it has to come to, like, I'm not going to give this guy any more time because I'm aware of who this extremely tall built gentleman is. Like, he's not small in any form of stature, right? And I was like, okay, what's all this hype about Will Ferrell? And seeing this guy play an overgrown child, and it's not to say it can't be done. Like, Big is fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? You can be an adult being a child. You can take Freaky Friday. You can take 13 going on 30. Like, I will sit back and have a laugh with these stuff. Will Ferrell, on the other hand, is the only one who failed at that simple. I'm not going to call it a simple project, but he failed at that project. Like, it sucked. And that's when I'm like, I have no time for this guy. If this is your benchmark of being, if this is your greatest, I don't want to see the rest. Simple.
Nope.
Don't want to know. Sorry.
Nope. John Miller's here. Thank you for joining us on the show, John Miller. We are live every single Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time, right here on YouTube. We hope you'll be joining us on numerous streams moving forward. John Miller says, for me, it has to be Whiplash. So nearly made the list, John.
Whiplash is tight.
When Miles Teller decides that it's the doubly deuce, isn't it? Like, JK thinks he's going to fuck Miles Teller on stage, and then Miles Teller takes over and does that drum solo and gets everyone playing to his tune. I was like, oh, get him.
Do you know why it didn't as well? Because as much as it's sweet, it was tense. It's like, hold on, he's taking over, but is he going to get away with it? Like, that's how I felt the whole way through the film. I was like, oh shit. But then he gains the respect, which is like awesome. But yeah,
Miles Teller's amazing, man. I've been singing that boy's praises for years now. I love Miles Teller. Mixed Memorabilia, and then we'll revert. That was your 8, wasn't it, AJ? Yeah. So Mixed Memorabilia, then we'll revert back to me. To Live by Yi Zhang from 1994 is a brilliant film. It's been ages since I've watched it. Would that ending count? I couldn't tell you because I haven't seen it. Mixed Memorabilia. Okay, so over to my number 7. I've definitely brought this up to you privately, AJ, and it's one I don't know if you've seen it yet. I've told you again and again and again and again. Watch this fucking film. Mel Gibson in directing Hacksaw Ridge.
No, I'll be honest. I haven't. I've seen no.
Oh, I can't tell you how much I love this film. I cannot tell you how much I love this fucking film. It is up there as one of my favorite war movies. Yes, really. I'm not being on hype because it's so recent. I mean it. And I've seen a lot of war films. Listen, if people are going to be like, really as good as Apocalypse Now, for me, Apocalypse Now is not a war movie. It's a movie that is set during the war. It's to call Apocalypse. Apocalypse Now a war movie is, I think, with respect, to seriously miss the point of the film. Hacksaw Ridge, yeah, I prefer it to Saving Private Ryan, 100%. Is it as good as things like Kajaki? Is it as good as... It's definitely better than The Thin Red Line. Fuck that film. Is it as good as... Fuck that film and Terrence Malick. Is it as good... Yeah, I said it. Is it as good as Kajaki? Is it as good as Full Metal Jacket? Ask me on a different day. But I rate Hacksaw Ridge very highly. The story... The fact that this is right up your street, bro. It's a fucking biopic. It's a true story. Like, it's got one of my favorite actors in the world in Andrew Garfield. It's got one of my favorite directors in the world, Mel Gibson. Yes, I said that too, because yes, he may have been cuckoo 10 years ago, but let's remember the year is 2022. Mel's done a lot of rehabilitation and he's gone through a lot of shit and he's become a much better person and acknowledged his demons. You just watch some stuff that he watch stuff and read stuff surrounding Mel Gibson. He has bettered himself, and I think nobody is perfect as a human being. Mel went very, very imperfect, but we've all.
Do you know? It's funny, and I don't normally come out good. I don't normally quote this, yeah, but some people would give you some things about, oh, if you knew me as a kid, I was a right fucking terror. You'll hear these kind of lines all the time. Yeah? Yeah, we're meant to forgive and accept the person for who they are. Now, just because a person has done it slightly older, doesn't mean they can't still redeem themselves. And the fact that it's in a public eye, like, if you have changed, you have changed. There's always space for change and growth.
Listen, I reserve the right to change this opinion if there's a report that comes out tomorrow and say Mel's dropped another N-bomb and he's beating up his wife. It's like, well, you fucked up again, Mel, haven't you? What have you done there? Yeah. But from where I stand at the moment, Mel's got himself straight. He's got himself straight. And I'll tell you what, without giving away this precise ending of the movie, AJ, this movie ending had me crying because of how powerful the story was. The idea that this guy went to war and fought for his country against the Japanese and never fired a single fucking shot because of his religious beliefs. Now, you know me. I am not a religious person. I am not a believer in God or a higher power. I completely respect people who believe that. I just don't agree with that. But this story really moved me, just not because of the fact that he believed in God, but because he didn't break who he was for the sake of king and country. He didn't fall into my favorite poem, Dulce et decorum est pro patria more. He didn't fall down that trap. He stayed true to who he was. And there's an interview as the credits are rolling at the end of the movie with the real life Desmond Doss. It broke me after seeing what this movie had just delivered. And then for the real Desmond to be on screen at the end saying, and I remember as I was picking up all these guys who had lost legs and I was dragging them to safety and they were looking at me saying, help, help, help. And I knew that I could help them. And I felt the need and the power to help them. I thought that was wonderful. Those are his words. And those words, this is real human life. We're talking about World War II here. A lot of human life was lost. And this guy made it his mission to save some life. That broke me. Completely broke me. The way the film was pitched and the way that ending monologue was delivered had me in tears in the cinema. And I'd like to add, I watched this movie in Poland. This is a country which does not applaud. There is no, you go and watch an MCU movie in Poland, fucking crickets, mate. Crickets. It's not a cinema nation where people lose their shit. Certainly not like America and definitely not like in the UK, yeah? I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm going to applaud this fucking movie. And it actually started a chain reaction of other people applauding too. Because it was like, you see this movie and if you get enroped in it, it will move you.
Nice.
Big time. So Hacksaw Ridge got me. I see a few comments have come through here. Let me just address this. Billy Mount says, going back to Zoolander, I've heard Zoolander 2 is even worse than the first one. I've not gone near it, so can't comment. Gavin Mann said, thought Nico was going to bring up The Beaver when he said Mel Gibson. Love that film, but I prefer Hacksaw Ridge. Billy Mount says, Andrew Garfield is great in Hacksaw Ridge. Cosign. Mixed Memorabilia says, watched Hacksaw Ridge when it released and remember liking it. It's wonderful. Billy Mount says, I've heard that Mel is going to direct Lethal Weapon 5. I've heard this. I've also heard he's directing Passion of the Christ 2. So I don't know what's happening with Mel at the moment. Mixed Memorabilia says, personal issues and demons aside, Mel Gibson is an incredible director. Have all of his films as director in my collection. Damn right. Damn right. Gavin Mann says, Nico, a great Danish war film to watch is Land of Mine, about German soldiers used to clear the mines on the west coast beaches in Denmark. Only 100 minutes long. I will actually check that one out. Let me add that. Land of Mine. Cool. So that was my 7. My number 6. Riri Thomas, you brought this up earlier, and I did mention I was going to bring up Robin Williams again. Here we go. Good Will Hunting.
For my sins, I've not seen it. I have not seen it.
Okay, you need time out. Time out. This is now deep. This is deeper than Braveheart. This is deeper than Gladiator. This is deeper than Edge of Tomorrow and Dread. Please, for the love of all that is good, I swear down it's on Netflix. Let me check this on you.
Do you know what? It nearly made it for one of our other pods that I nearly got to watch it, and I just didn't get the time to then, and I haven't had a chance to come back.
Bro, you need to change that immediately. I'm it's not on Netflix anymore. Fuck you, Netflix, you useless motherfuckers.
Is it not on Disney?
It might be on Disney Plus. Let me have a quick look at Disney Plus. 1 second. Streaming updates from the Silver Screen Dudes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Is Good Will Hunting on Disney Plus? If someone knows where Good Will Hunting is available in the UK, now would be the time to comment.
Do you know what I'm doing? I'm doing?
No, it's not. It's not. Good Morning Vietnam is
rent or buy.
Fuck's sake! What, Amazon?
I really don't like the Amazon model.
No, I hate the Amazon business model.
There's a film I was trying to watch today for the pod, and the adverts killed me, man.
And you don't have Sky, do you?
No, gave that up a long time
ago. Bugger. AJ Special then. I insist. AJ Plus. Bro, this movie will blow your mind how good it is.
Okay.
Robin Williams and Matt Damon in the performance of their lives. And the ending, if you haven't seen it, I really don't want to tell you too much. But the line at the end, I got to go see About a Girl, will just make you like fucking pump your fist in the air and go, that is perfect. That is fucking perfect.
Okay.
Now TV, says Gavin, man, if you have that.
No.
AJ Plus.
Yeah. We definitely on that AJ vision for that one. No disrespect, guys. If it was out there, I'd take it, but it's not, so I can't.
That's it. But yeah, you must see Good Will Hunting.
Right,
you know what? Because you're my co-host and because I insist so fucking hard on you watching this, I'm not going to speak more about it.
That's what I was going to say. I actually respect that you've done that. Right. Okay. I've really toyed with this number 7 for the longest while. That was your number 6, right?
Yes, sir.
It was. I've toyed with this number 7 because I really didn't want to do 2 Disneys, and there was another film that's chronically in my head. You don't have Julia Roberts, do you?
No.
Erin Brockovich is really in there. I remember Erin Brockovich in an awesome movie. I just can't remember the fucking ending. I really can't. That's what's
she wins, doesn't she?
I know she wins the case, but I can't remember like the exact final ending. So for me to talk about it on a pod, it's pretty redundant. Do you know what I mean? I just remember she kicks ass, and I loved the film when I watched it. So in at number 7.
Hang on, wait, Gavin, man. Remember, Good Will Hunting made the top 10 monologues episode. How have you not seen it? I brought that shit to the party, not AJ.
Yeah. Right. Okay. This is what I'm saying. I think monologues is when I tried to nearly watch it and I couldn't. But here we go. The Lion King.
Oh, come on. Mix it up.
Bro, this is the thing. I really wanted Erin Brockovich, and even now I was looking at the bit, and I was gonna like Wikipedia to just remind me what the ending was, but I couldn't. So I've just gone with it. I don't even want to waste too much time on it because we all know it. We've all seen it. It's
the Lion King. Simba wins. Yay.
Yeah, cool. It just has a nice heartwarming feeling. So that was it. Let's do it. Right. In at number 6, we brought it up just a couple of weeks, well, about a month ago now, because it was on the Tom Cruise episode. And you mentioned it when we talked about famous lines and we talked about Show Me the Money being one thing. But you had me at hello.
Oh, I know where you're going. Yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire. Now that, on the other hand, is something I'd like to talk about because
go for it.
We talked about like the sports agent in the corporate world doing what he does and just having these epiphanies, seeing that we should appreciate people more. He loses it all, and all he has is his secretary, his goldfish, and one client left. And it's this whole build of trust into what they can be, a forming of a friendship and a relationship of trust and respect, essentially. And there's a lot of hardship. And then at the end of the film, we see the win. We see the big win from a business perspective. But on the personal life, it's like he kind of lost it all in order to make business happen. But that wasn't enough. And that's where he needs to go for the full 100. He needs to complete the package. Because without what he has on the other side, what he won wouldn't have been available.
Right.
And that's where he knocks the door and realizes in order to feel like he's really won, despite the whole world wanting him, people wanting him to be the agent to represent them, he needs this lady in his life. He needs this family unit. He needs everything around him. Knocks the door, puts his absolute heart on the line and braces it all. I thought it was fucking heartwarming and touching. And yeah, a big moment.
Not much to add. Well said.
Yeah, I fucking love Jerry Maguire, man. So and it's one of the great endings. And you could talk about the madness, the fun behind it, all that Rod Tidwell does and what have you, but I don't know if I've ever really taken enough time to really appreciate the ending of that film. And when you're going to talk about a satisfying movie ending, that was it. That was a great moment.
Family walk in the park, bro. Sometimes it's all it's needed.
Yeah. Cool.
But that was quick.
6.
Maybe you've actually left this off for once, but you know what? I'm going to bring it in this week. It's my turn to talk some comic book movies. Oh, by the way, I need to address this. Riri Thomas, The Great Escape, bittersweet, but some did get out. And that film is... Yeah. Here we go. We're talking about favorite war films. That's my favorite war film. But that's not a happy ending. That is definitely not a happy ending. Like, a few people got out. The sacrifices, the amount that died versus those that escaped, does not balance. Anyway, we'll do my number 5 now. That is very satisfying. Avengers End Game. He's left it off.
It's not a pun.
He's left it off. Whee! Go on. Well done, AJ. Hey.
Here we go.
To be honest, I would have been happy with you putting this on instead of The Lion King. But
you know what it is? It's the bittersweetness behind it, right? It's we won, but it's also very touching with the whole like losing Tony. Now, I'm not going to put it down.
What happened after Tony?
What the whole thing with Sam and passing
After that, the final shot of the movie is why I say it's satisfying.
Go, take it, run with it.
Captain America and Peggy Carter finally having their dance.
I get it.
I think that was fucking wonderful. What a great touch. Because they could have ended it with Cap just being old. That actually would have been fine. But I love the fact that the Russos went, no. I know we're risking going into Lord of the Rings Return of the King territory here with multiple endings. But we need to give the soldier his last dance.
They said it. You owe me a dance, or I owe you a dance. Can't remember which way.
Yeah,
and it was paid off. Like on a committed, committed to the.
It was paid off, and it's something that do you know what I loved about it so much? It was one of those things that I didn't realize I needed because it had been built up for a few movies. They hadn't bashed you over the head very hard with it. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a nice loving touch. Yeah, you owe me a dance. Sure. It's a good throwaway line we've seen in loads of period dramas, romantic comedies, teen dramas even. Like, it's a good line. It's a good, safe line. You owe me a dance, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
For it to have that sort of emotional resonance, because Cap's gone through a journey here, and he's finally found after all of the events of Winter Soldier, where he's learning about the modern day, after burying Peggy in Civil War,
you
know, for the soldier to have literally stared down by himself with a broken shield the entire army of darkness while bathed in light, because that happened before on your left. That man was ready to face Thanos' army single-handedly. That's the type of guy he was. And for him to finally be able to hang up the boots and the shield and just have his dance, and for the movie to end on that with that classic pre-war style music, I was like, well done. Nice.
Yeah.
You didn't need to give me a nerdgasm. You didn't need to bash me over the head with, oh my God, look, this character's coming in the next movie. Blah. It's like, no, you know what?
It's the end of a chapter, end of a saga.
You ended the movie like a fucking movie. You didn't go down the geeky road of giving me some comic book bullshit. You actually gave me a proper
movie ending,
character arc, a proper relatable movie ending.
Yeah.
And I was like, well done.
Followed by the closing lines. Love you 3000.
Followed by what?
We love you 3000. Was that not after the dance? Or was it before the dance? I can't even remember. But either way, it both it had this whole closing. This was done.
Yeah.
And it's sweet. It's sweet. But do you know what? And I'm not saying it overshadowed it, but there was a lot of emotion from Tony's death. And that's why it's like, it's sweet. It's nice to see everyone else got a happy ending, but that was sad. And that's where.
But that's why I think it's so well pitched. Because look, with the importance of Tony's death, I was so worried, like, oh shit, the movie's continuing. Don't go on a comic book geeky rampage now. Like, if you want to end the movie on a sad note, that's fine. The loss of Tony Stark is a big deal. I was literally, I was like squirming in my seat. I'm like, please don't introduce something now. Please don't introduce something now. Don't set up phase 4 now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It wasn't warranted. It wasn't warranted.
I was like, I was really worried they were going, oh, this has all happened. But now the next thing I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just end it. I'm like, you've got it here. You've got us. We're crying. We're sad for Tony. Oh, you're still going. Oh, shit. Oh, you're going back in time. Oh, fuck. Who's coming back? Oh, God. What are you going to introduce now? The moment Cap went and came back, I was like, they're going to fucking bring back someone else, aren't they? An X-Men is going to show up. The Beyonder's going to show up. Fucking Silver Surfer's going to come through there. I was like, they're going to miss the point here, aren't they? No. They understood what they needed to do, and they stuck to just give the soldier his dance.
I agree. It's a good shout, bro. It's a good shout.
And you see how he talked about it without talking about the geeky shit. Yeah.
Well, that's what it was all about. That is exactly what it was.
You're number 5.
Right. In at number 5. For a long while, this was number 1.
Ooh, big drop.
Yeah, it is, because the others kind of it's a weird satisfaction that you get from this. Yeah. And that's what it was. It's like it has a lot of emotion, but it didn't. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Room.
Oof.
Do you get it? I'm like, there's a satisfaction of a closing of the moment. And I was like, it doesn't give me the heartwarming that I want, but it's that great moment of freedom that comes out from it. You know, it's from the experience in the great open world to the realization, like for her, she's trying to readapt to normality, see what the world is and see the changes that's happened. But for this young boy whose life had been entirely in this shed, that room was everything. It was life. And he goes in there and it's like, what has it been shrunk? And it's like, has the room shrunk? And it's like, no. And it's like, where's all the bits? And it's like, it's taken for evidence to show what happened for us. And he's in there. And he's like, it's because the door's open. And she's like, what do you mean? It's like, this is why. And it's like the realization from a kid's point of view for all that he's lived. And this, the clash of the two worlds have come together. And it's like, should I close the door? No. And then it's like, his moment of turning his back on this madness that's happened is just going around and just saying goodbye to everything that was his life. And we're like, yeah, we can go now, but we have to say goodbye to Room. And it's touching. It's sad because of all that has happened. But in the same breath, it's like, and then now they can move on. I'm not saying life doesn't. I can't guarantee what has happened to anyone who has experienced such similar tragedies in the real life, and sadly it has happened. But it still has this redeeming factor of, and now life begins. And that's what I thought was really sweet about it.
Him saying goodbye, Sync, goodbye, Bench, goodbye, all of this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very hard film to rewatch, though.
it's not great. It's great, but it
is great. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But it's so sad. Like, sad but happy, but so sad. Yeah.
Cool.
Gavin Mann says, every time Nico does a slow clap, I think of Ed Norton in Primal Fear. Okay, film, but Norton was fire. He should have had a lot more screen time. Yeah.
My God, he was. God, he's a lot.
He was amazing in that film.
And what was that? Not his debut?
I think it was. I think it was. All right, my number 4, AJ. Ayo. Ayo. Bohemian Rhapsody, bro. Had to do
I very, very, very nearly put this on, but it comes a bit like Endgame. Yeah. The concert performance is awesome. The montage is awesome. But my heart always thinks at the fact that they kind of like, and then Freddie left. Like, Don't Stop Me Now just gets you pumped as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. But it's always that moment, like whether it be this, whether it be Notorious, All Eyes on Me, not as much, but between, maybe
Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, there's those moments where it's like, it's awesome. It's awesome biopics with great soundtracks that get you hyped as hell. And I'll be honest, Bohemian Rhapsody was the one that took the forefront. Yeah, and I was just like, but it was an end, and it just dampens it for me. Like I may be too emotional.
I think okay. I mean, you're entitled to look at it however you choose, obviously, but there was such a sense of I mean, the ending of the movie is that concert essentially. Now,
yeah,
there's been listen. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Is there some serious revisionist history going on with how that film climaxed? Oh yeah, oh yeah,
yeah,
big time. The Live Aid was not flopping and Queen didn't magically save it. It was doing very well. Queen upped it, but it was already making money. It wasn't like the phones aren't ringing. What the hell we fighting for? It's like, no, that the money was ticking. And I also always find it very funny. It's like he just shows up at mum and dad's apartment. He's like, Mum, Dad, I'm gay. By the way, go. Bye. See ya. Haven't seen you in ages, but I got this thing to go to. It's like, bro, come on. Come on. There's some unnecessary shit that happens. But as a satisfying ending, I've got a few, but it's very hard to top this.
Just bro, as I said, maybe life, not the movie, but life itself has me quite on an emotional roller coaster. So it's like with the loss of it, I can be a bit like, and I think that's what hits me. Like when they were like, and then we lost Freddie. Like you read it, you don't actually see it, but I was just like,
what did we?
No, I know the legacy lives on. The legacy lives on. I don't deny that. I walked into Hard Rock Cafe. I'm like, "Where's Freddie Mercury?" Shit, that's the first thing I said to them. Like, "Where's Freddie?" Stuff. They're like, "It's at Marble Arch." I'm like, "I'm heading to Marble Arch." Like, yeah, this is all good, but I'm going to the other. Like, yeah. I get it, but yeah, I don't know. As I said, I love it. It very nearly made the list, but I'm like, there's just that little twinge that hurts.
Of course, it hurts.
Yeah,
bittersweet.
Of course,
but the ending. When you think of the fact that they reunited for this show and it was such a success, and that 1985 Live 8 concert, that performance is legendary now. Yeah, and as you said, playing Don't Stop Me Now at the end is just like, oh, okay, that's kind of perfect. That's fucking
it's literally fist in the air moments. Like, I'm not going to bullshit, but yeah, I very, very nearly did because it gets me hyped, man. Watching the end of Bohemian Rhapsody gets me hyped, but I also feel a bit. It's bittersweet. There's no in between. There's nothing else to really say. Bittersweet is the exact.
So bittersweet. I'll never forget as I got up, just smiling from ear to ear how good that was. By the way, side note, I don't understand the fucking hate that this film gets. Like, oh, Rocketman was better. Fuck off. Lols.
Yeah, don't get me
Biggest
wrong. I am aware.
lol.
Yeah, no. So just as a side note, I am aware that I am going to be called a hypocrite a bit later on. I fully appreciate that. But no, Rocketman is not, will never be, can never be better than Bohemian Rhapsody. I am sorry.
That's your opinion, AJ. That's your opinion, AJ.
I will hold it. I will hold it to the very end. Like, Rocketman was weird. Rocketman was weird. From the minute the film started, and I just see this weird song and dance from a kid saying, like, the bitch is back. Like, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, it wasn't a story. You tried to make Elton John's life.
It felt like a collection of scenes strung together.
Yeah, it was just weirdly put together, and I get it. Like, for as extravagant as Elton John is, make his life a musical. I'm all for that, but in the same breath, it was just delivered wrong. Elton John has a story that needs to be told.
It
and that
didn't hold together well. Yeah, agreed. It lacked coherence. Now, what I'll always remember from Bohemian Rhapsody is getting up, smiling from ear to ear because I was so satisfied as I was leaving the cinema. There's a group of 15, 16-year-old girls, maybe younger. I'm not good at guessing young girls' ages. Forgive me. Or thank me, even. But
I just stay away. That's what we need to know.
Advisable. 5 or 6 of them sitting in the row behind me. Half of them were bawling. And I actually said, like, did you not like it? And they were like, it was great. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what movies should do to people. Really. And that's when they become transcendent. And yeah, that's why Bohemian's so high for me, man.
Cool. Bro, I get it.
You're number 4. Oh, wait. A few comments have come through. Ruby Thomas says, ending of the film Wonder is great. Mixed Memorabilia says, another recommendation, Danish film, Sommeren, based on the Danish team winning Euro 92 when they initially didn't qualify. It's a great story, that one. Oh, Galileo. Yes, indeed.
Is that summer of 92, yeah?
Yep. Sommeren 92. Francis Lalonde bringing the darkness again. A Clockwork Orange. No.
I feel like we're being worked here.
We are being worked. Harry's boy says, did you guys enjoy Coda? Thought it was really heartwarming and positive ending. I didn't see Coda.
Apologies, Facebook.
Gavin Mann said, Bohemian Rhapsody ended at Live Aid. Freddie passed away about 5 years later, so that's outside of the film. Historically inaccurate, but so is Braveheart. Both still great films. You get a salute, Gavin. You get a hard salute. Gavin Mann says, do you like the Elton John song Rocketman? It's not Bohemian Rhapsody.
This is the thing. Elton John's music, and I'm not going to say I know everything from Queen. I'm really not. I don't. Yeah. I'm aware of the lyrics. Yes, but I'm aware of the sing along to Rocketman. I couldn't tell you. Like I might as well be Phoebe and saying "Hold Me Tight, Tony Danza" or some shit like that from Friends. Like, I don't know the lyrics to Rocketman. Like I just know Rocketman, and that's it. Like
not the man they think I am at home. Oh no. I'm the Rocket Man. Come on, you know that shit.
No, I don't. My ignorance, yeah. Candle in the Wind, obviously. Princess Di, R.I.P. That was huge, so that's something I'm more familiar with. And your song, I think your song's an absolute beauty of a song. But I can't really. I mean, there's got to be more from Elton John that I can't think of. I'm Still Standing. I think it's cool. The song he done with George Michael, I'm a fan of. But after that, it gets a bit.
You've named more than I ever could.
And then he's done some great shit on The Lion King. But after that, like, no. So,
I'm with you. Oh, I'm with you. Elton's not for me.
Yeah. Right.
Saturday. You got that one.
Yes.
Right. You're 4.
My number 4. One of your favorites, bro.
Yes.
Love Actually.
Yeah.
I just really thought of it, and I was like, you just go through to it, and it's like, It just has a sweet ending.
Yeah.
But what's really mad about it? The opening and closing. And I always took the opening for granted. What? Say Sean Grant says. Oh my God, that's someone I work with. What Hugh Grant says.
Stop that. Stop the press. Gavin Mann says, guys, the Rocket Man question was a quote from The Rock. Gavin Mann knows more about The Rock than us.
Sorry, Gavin. Yeah. It's been a while for The Rock. Yeah, not ashamed. Yeah, thank you. I will rewatch that as well when I have a moment. But
and back to Love Actually.
Yeah. So it's something I took for granted the first time I watched the film. Even the first 2-3 times I watched it. The airport scene, just the actual part of when he says, you know what I want to do, like if I ever feel sad, what I think of is the airport. And you're like, okay, let's get on with the film. Now you can talk about the character, the closing for each character, but the actual final closing scene is literally just capturing that great moment in an airport of people just seeing loved ones again. And it's ridiculously simple. There's no starting point.
So effective.
But so effective. It's literally human emotion. It's love. It's sad. Like potentially it could have even been number one when I stop and think about it. It's just raw emotion. Just seeing someone you've not seen in a while and just that embrace and that smile. Of hey, nice to see you. And Love Actually also shows you again.
Also, Denise Richards.
Yes, I'm an idiot. I mean, you know what? With respect to Denise Richards, before last picture on the top line. Come on, let's play attention. We're talking. Oh, that old chestnut. Yeah, it's a thing. I remember at one point the missus said, "Oh, I really like the name Kira. Like, if we have a," I was like, "I can't. No, it just no." Kira
weird, icky.
Yeah, it's a fun memory that can't be.
Can I show you something fun? Bring the image up again.
What are you gonna do? Have a go?
No. I'll show you something fun. The way they've shot Keira Knightley head on. Yeah. Move your head from side to side, like literally around the image now. She follows you.
Of course. Yeah.
It's the way they shot the photos. Very cool.
Mega cool. Thank you for that. Anyway, yeah, I'm in a committed relationship, so I shan't be studying that picture too much.
Kira's following you, bro.
Oh, if only you said that to me 10 years ago. Oh, God. The excitement that would have happened. But anyway, stepping aside from that, like, exactly. Love Actually is all about. And this is the great part about it, is that Love Actually also shows you that love can be interpreted in many different ways. And by the end of the film, you see all of those different ways, the different levels of appreciation for love, be it a bromance, be it actual romance, be it self-love, being like different social circles, but still embracing and appreciating each other. Like whatever you want to look at it, it's in this film. And yeah, it deserves its mention.
It's always that scene in the airport that leaves me. I am off to America and I've got a massive dong. But let's be real. It's every British guy's like weird dream to go to the States and be like, hello, could you take me for a pint? Then you go in and you've got like Denise Richards and co fucking waiting for you to say, oh my God, say this. Beer. Oh my God. Say this. Table. Oh, it's kind of the same for us. But them being high on a British accent, it's like, I can do this all day.
Exactly. Worship me. Just for my accent.
Yeah. Head of the table, darling. Acknowledge the accent.
Acknowledge me. Yeah.
Acknowledge. Yes. Very good shout. Thank you for that, AJ. I appreciate your choice a lot. My number 3. I believe this is 1946. So I'm going a bit old school here.
The year rings a bell, and this is why I'm pissed off with Amazon. So go on.
It's fucking wonderful, this film. I'm going with Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life. I've mentioned this before, I think, on one of our Christmas episodes.
Yeah. Do you know Amazon play it with ads?
You can still watch it.
I'm still watching it, but it just took me longer than I needed to, so I haven't finished it.
But the ads are skippable.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, not on this. Trust me, my phone did not say skip ad.
Tap the screen and the skip option comes up.
You bastard. Anyway, but yeah, I'm literally in the middle of watching the film. Not as we speak, but yeah, I'm watching it.
You fucking donut! It's in Amazon's T's and C's. You have to have skippable ads on a streaming service. If you tap the screen, the skip trailer comes
Remember,
up.
I said this is part of the beef that I have with Amazon at the moment. Do you know what? So, do you know what? Here's another thing about it, right? Do you know, because it has the adverts, you can't download it. I was like, you fucking prick. So I couldn't even watch it underground, which made it even more of a chat. You know, like a normal film, you download it, you can watch it while you're going. I couldn't even download it to go underground. I was pissed with Amazon. And this is why I say their streaming's
Streaming is fucked. AJ, I'd like to take you back to something I said at the top of the show about an hour and a half ago when I was talking about DC and the sword of David Zaslav.
Yeah.
Comment from Billy Mount. Just found this out today. They cancelled the Batgirl movie.
Oh, wow.
The sword has fallen, my friend.
Oh, wow.
The sword has fallen. You see? In the scope of the same show, the predictions I'm making are starting to come true. Do you see what's happening here?
I see that, bro.
David Zaslav has gutted DC.
Just for the record, your program resumes in 8 seconds. There's no skip on this, bro.
Fucking Android users.
Please, anyone on an iPhone right now, just put the film on and tell me if you can skip the advert.
I'd actually like to try on my iPhone, and I will show you if it works or doesn't.
Anyway, I'm going to watch this on AJ Vision now that the pod's gone.
On AJ Vision. Hang on, but I'm going to have to get through the initial. Oh no,
bro! It shows you these lines where an advert's coming, and you could literally.
Can we do this after, just because we're killing time here? I'll do it with you legitimately.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say, like, I would have talked about Batgirl, and yeah, interesting that this is a new hit.
Zaslav took a look at the script and went, "This isn't good enough." Gone.
Do you know what else is interesting? And I'm not saying it's not overdue, but I will finish it, despite our convo that we had previously in comic book. The Flash has taken its final season.
It's a thing.
Yeah, The Flash is coming to an end.
Oh no, I'm so sad. No, 9 seasons in.
Listen, it's gone. They've got to season 9, which means it's gone further than Arrow, which was the flagship. It was called the Arrowverse. Like, it's gone further. I don't know where it was going.
It became the CW verse, to be fair.
After Arrow ended, I'm sure you'd have to call it the CW verse. But yeah, that's coming to an end. So I wonder if that's part of his,
good riddance to bad rubbish.
I'm just saying it's part of the impact, isn't it? I'm just acknowledging what you're saying.
That could be. I don't entirely know, because that's been going on a time now. It could be. It all could be connected. It could very well be David Zaslav going, "Yo, we need to get our movie shit in order, our TV shit in order now," because that show is terrible. It is terrible. I know you've got a soft spot for it. I've got a soft spot for You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Bro, I get it. I'm just saying it's it's one of those. I found it watchable. There's a point where it became slightly unwatchable, and that's why I've kind of slowed. That mixed with relationships is why I've not.
Yeah, once Zoom came and went, so bad.
Saboteur was bad.
So bad. Billy Mount says, "I've heard that they were in post-production and they axed it. The sword of Zaslav has fallen."
That's mad.
Let's get back to actually It's a Wonderful Life. Harry's boy says, "Great pick, Nico. It's a Wonderful Life is truly wonderful. It's distressing seeing George lose everything, but then we are rewarded by that beautiful ending." And that beautiful ending is when you think you've made no impact in life, when you think that your life is meaningless, take a step back, stop, breathe, look around, because life is a beautiful thing, and you may not realize how much positivity you are bringing to other people's lives.
Is that It's a Wonderful Life playing in? Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell is that playing?
Windows very open.
Better than me. And I have a stronger life, but we won't get into that. Like, I am bacon.
It's a superb film. The thing I love the most about It's a Wonderful Life is actually not even in the movie itself. It's the fact that Jimmy Stewart served in World War II and he didn't want to come back to acting. Frank Capra, the director, got him back for this role and then he took off again. And I love Jimmy Stewart. Billy Mount says, does Nico have Twitter? Yes, at Movie MT Rushmore. I will add it now. That is the Twitter I use. Movie MT Rushmore. I'm very worried about opening up a Twitter for myself because I will say I'll say some shit.
You might be. I don't think you want to be affiliated with it, but I was going to say you might get trumped.
It's not that deep. I got blocked by Eric Trump. Remember that? I shared it on the group. You know what the best thing about it was? The reason Eric Trump blocked me is I think I said something that maybe rang too close to home. I attacked him on so many things like your political views, yada, yada, yada. How can you say that about women? You're a fucking cokehead. Here's the proof, yada, yada, yada. Like, it was when he made a comment. It was like him and his dad. I think they were doing so. He shared a photo of them like playing catch when they were younger or something like that. And I'm such an evil cunt because he's a human being, but he's from an awful family. But I said the tweet was something along the lines of that was then, this is now, with the photo of him playing Keepy Uppy alone in the back of the in the back of the White House while wearing a fucking Arsenal t-shirt. I went, that was then, this is now. Your dad hates you. He blocked me. He's a cunt. Fuck him and his family.
R.I.P. Donald Trump, if we're gonna touch on it. But, hey.
No comment.
Life is life. Anyway, we move on.
That was very funny. This is why I don't have at Nico Lurot Twitter.
It's traceable.
Well, it's not only traceable, but because I'm representing Silver Screen Dudes in the movie Mount Rushmore means I have to hold myself to a minimum of standards. Trolling Eric Trump, I think, is forgivable. It's when the
one day I might find myself in a court case and be like, I didn't know. I don't look at it. It shows I take a vote.
I'm MOW News, motherfucker. Like, different.
The only alert I saw is when he called me a bitch. I don't check the rest.
Oh, Jesus. Very good. Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. Fantastic. AJ, your number 3.
Right, my number 3. This is one of the kid-friendly ones that we've always loved and grown up with. Home Alone.
I see you've gone for diversity this week, eh?
Ha, ha, ha. You can't tell me, is there not a satisfying movie ending in that? Is there not one that rings in your head? What? That moment when he opens the door back to his mother and goes for that awesome hug.
That's an awesome hug. I love the way you. That's an awesome hug. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm being a bit weak here, but it's that combination of where it's yeah, he's taken on the bad guys, he's had the home to himself, but there comes that moment where it's like it's still Christmas. It's still that moment where he is alone and he has that, is it like a prayer before food, and he's like, he just realizes that the family's not there, and it's that Christmas morning, and you know the mum just trying to, family just trying to get back to their kid or what have you, and he just has that moment of realization that he's home alone, and then he hears the name and he just comes running down. It's that moment. I'm a sucker for kids, man, and it was just like looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, the family's back together at one of the most important times. Like again, look at my number 3, Love Actually. It's Christmas. It's that special moment where you need to be around your loved ones, no matter how much fun you've had. And you know, it's one of those lines that we talked about before, and this is taking it slightly personal and off screen. You know, where we talk about I remember we were talking about the choices of life, and you said, yeah, you know, yeah, this guy wants to be young, heavily, they will know it works forever. But what happens when he's 50 or 60 plus? And what happens at Christmas when there's no one to come and visit? And it's that kind of same thing that kind of strings to me. It's like how important Christmas is and having your family around you and that unit. And that's where Home Alone stuck out. It's like, for all the fun of it, that is actually quite a touching moment at the end.
Top 3?
Yes, it's there. Why are we going for it? Like I've said it. It's done.
Over Room.
Again, Rooms, you could see the argument for Room where it's like it touches. As I said, Room was number 1 at first. It was number 1 at first, and then it didn't touch the same emotion, essentially. Like the closing to a chapter and the moving on, yes. But
Gavin Man with a little wink, nudge. Sequel is set in a hotel.
We'll go for it. With the dad of the guy who blocked you.
With yeah. Right. Point. Down the hallway to the left, dickhead.
Don't forget to vote. There's a red cap waiting for you.
Dickhead.
See you on the hill.
Gavin Mantis, is that 3 Christmas films that have come up now? Yeah. Well, it is the season. Billy Mantis.
Satisfying movie endings.
Yeah. I love the first 3 Home Alone movies as a kid.
Said no one ever.
What?
Said no one ever.
I like Home Alone 3, actually, AJ.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. It lacks Macaulay Culkin, but I actually like that third one.
It just couldn't work for me. Just couldn't. But fair enough. Congratulations.
Speaking of weird sequels,
if you guys see it, you guys won.
Little inside story for you here. Prey. Yeah, you're scratching your head. What's Prey? Prey is that I shared a trailer for it a while ago on the comic book group, and I got shat on for just sharing a trailer, which was a bit weird. But anyway, it's that new Predator movie.
Oh, I probably didn't watch because I still need to fill out the rest of the Predator.
No, you don't.
No, it's the way I'm wired, bro. You know me.
I do. So, Prey isn't getting a cinema release here, and it didn't. Why? It's not getting. It's not getting. Why? Because of the Predator.
Oh, okay.
It's not being cinema released anywhere. In fact, the press were invited to a press screening. The press were invited to a press screening.
Really?
The press were invited to a screening of it pre-launch. The launch is this week, actually, 5th of August on Disney Plus. Meant to be as good as the original.
It's interesting that they chose not to.
Well, that it wouldn't make money. Remember, the studios have to pay to put their movies in cinemas, yeah?
Yeah.
They're not going to make money because after The Predator, people ain't going back to watch that. So I think what Disney did, can't believe I'm complimenting Bob Chapek here, but what they've done there is incredibly smart because they put it on streaming. People are going to be like, Predator movie, fuck it, we got nothing else to watch. Stick it on Friday night, Saturday night, put it on the boob tube. Oh shit, this is really good. 3 years down the line, 3 years down the line, Prey 2 comes out, and people are like, I'm going to go see that.
What I think really helps Disney Plus is they do very well with their advertising because they don't do like the Netflix and play a trailer to it, but it's really just in your face at the top, new on Disney Plus, and it kind of be like, huh, what? Come again? And then it's on you if you want to play the trailer. So there's a strong chance that you could be right.
I am seriously looking forward now to Prey. As Mixed Memorabilia says, massive claim. Some critics. Critics are a funny one because you've got to find the critics who you align with, who you trust. I've always said this. It's like there's no be-all to end-all. All critics are right, all fans are wrong, all fans are right, all critics are wrong. It doesn't work like that. You have to find the critics that you align with because the critics are essentially just a voice for you to have and see like, okay, if this... usually I agree with this person. Do I spend my hard-earned money and do I take my valuable time and go to a cinema to watch this? I trust this critic. Yes, I'm going to go give it a try, right? So critics who I've Perry Nemroth, for instance, who I really trust. She's come out and said, this is as good as the original. A lot of other critics who I trust have said that this is as good, if not better. They've said, if the Predator franchise didn't exist and it just went from Arnie to this, the world would be a wonderful place. It's like, fuck me, it's this good?
That's a big statement. Big statement. That's a very big statement. But hey, you know, it's one of those things, and it's sad, right? Which could be the downfall of the movie. And I'm not saying in a bad way. Dark Fate, that's the latest Terminator movie, right? You know when and I'm not saying the Predator movies are as bad as the Terminator movies. But you know when you've been dealt a lot of shit in between, and it's like, this is great, but too little too late. You know, that's what I hope isn't the case for this film, if it is that great. And hopefully it does lead to Prey 2.
Well, it can't be too late if it's free on a streaming service, right?
Bro, I get it, but for the better part, so was Dark Fate. Like, we were in a weird world where films weren't getting cinema releases when Dark Fate came out. or if it did, it was very few in between. It didn't take long for it to end up on the streaming service.
Yeah, but no one was saying Dark Fate was good. They were saying it's fine.
Yeah.
I think the best compliment I heard for Terminator Dark Fate is that it's the least bad after Terminator 2. That's not high praise.
It's not praise. Yeah.
This is vastly different. This is people gushing at how good this film is.
Cool.
I hope it'll be on our top 10 of the year at the end of the year. I would love for there to be another amazing Predator movie. I doubt it, but I would like it. Yeah. As long as I know that the Predator is in a movie. Also, one of the producers I watched, since I heard all of these critics, I watched an interview. I think it was on Variety's YouTube or one of Variety's channels with the producer. Because the premise of this one is that it's a young Native American girl who's going after the Predator. And the reporter, I think, said something in the vein of, how can you justify a 150-pound young girl with primitive weaponry going after a 750-pound alien with a super advanced technology? And the producer got him perfectly. He said, it's a really good question. How can you justify a 250-pound man with archaic technology going up against a 750-pound predator? And I was like, bang!
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, Arnie fucked with the Predator at the end with basically spears and a bow and arrow.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, you got to remember, this is her environment. So that also sets
That's what I'm saying.
I
really respected the producer for... They've obviously rehearsed that.
They
were obviously anticipating people to be like, how can a small-statured girl with a bow and arrow go up against a predator? It's like, did you see the original?
But do you know what it's also quite reminiscent of? It's like First Blood. You know, where in the city they've got him, but then he goes into the forest and like, he's at home now. You're in his territory. Yeah. And it's the same like here. Like, yeah, all right, you may be the predator, but it's her territory. It's her land. You better be ready.
That's it. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and I agree with mixed memorabilia here. Predators wasn't bad. Pretty decent.
You forever said this. I've not got around to see it.
Forever said it. Predators is a barrel of fun.
Yeah.
Barrel of fun. I cannot speak highly enough about it. Underappreciated little gem. Oh, here we go. I have no interest from Gavin Mann. I have no interest in conspiracy theories. However, the ones surrounding Home Alone are intriguing. What is Peter McAllister's job? Did Uncle Frank set up the burglary? Is old man Marley Jesus?
So I've not heard the last one. I have heard about the resentful uncle, and I've definitely heard the story of what is his dad's job that he can afford to pay for 9 people to go on holiday. Like, it's it's a very interesting question.
I'd never thought about them.
I have seen that and I've always giggled. But yeah, did the uncle set up the robbery? Who knows?
But why?
Jealousy. Bitter old man.
I mean, the uncle's got quite a big family himself.
Come again?
The uncle's got quite a big family himself on his side, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So they're both doing all right.
Listen, I'm not the one behind the conspiracy theory. I'm just listening to it and just taking it on and giggling. Like, a little hateful man. So who knows? Maybe he did.
Mm. Billy Mount, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. The Predator was a mixed bag. I think I get where you're coming from, but I think calling it a mixed bag is honestly giving it too much credit. I thought it was a steaming pile of shit. Predators, however, is really fun. I have heard this one, Billy Mount. Have you heard about the theory that Kevin McAllister grew up to become Jigsaw?
I have
heard that one, and I love it. I fucking love that theory. Oh, I want to play a game. Ah!
That is fun.
Brilliant. So that was your 3, yes?
Yes, sir.
Get your fist in the air for me, AJ, because we're talking about the breakfast. We're talking about the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
What? One of the great teen films.
You know, Breakfast Club is a very, very interesting film.
Yes, it is. I agree. That's why I picked it.
Yeah. No, but it's really interesting because I remember the first time. I think you may have given me the tape, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. Getting back to you. Then I was going to watch it another time, and I was like, "What is all the hype about?" And I was like, "Okay, whatever." I think it was the third time I gave it a shot, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. Let's get past the initial stage of like, different people and like they're on the tension. Okay, whatever. And then you really get caught up in the story, and you really get the appreciation. That's my personal take. At the opening, it didn't really fascinate me. I was like, okay, what are we gonna? What is it all about? And you kind of feel like you know the characters, but do you? And that's what I love about this film. It was like you reckon you've got the stereotypes. Oh, okay, they're gonna clash. They might get on. What have you? No. Spins it on its head. Loved it.
Spins it completely on its head and actually ventures into some quite dark territory, and John Hughes, what he does so well, like Anthony Taylor Hall, I believe is the actor's name. They laughed about the fact that he set off a flare gun, but when you think about what he was doing, the guy was talking about taking his own life.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up.
It's the seriousness you catch behind all of it at first. He's like, oh, and then you're like, oh shit! Like this one, everything gets spun. That you don't take everything from face value. You have to dig that a little bit deeper.
And that final, and John Bender is such an important character to this film because he is ultimately the catalyst that gets them all to sit down together with Zadubi and gets them all talking, and gets them all basically having a kumbaya therapy session, being honest and breaking down in tears. And you kind of realize that the only one who's a bit of a cunt in all of them is Molly Ringwald,
Yeah.
She's constantly going on about, when we get to Monday and shit, we're not going to be talking to each other. It's not going to be like that. And Bender's the one that goes, you are a bitch. I'm a bitch for telling the truth. No, you're a bitch because you'd actually do that to someone. And that puts her in her place, which is why she warms to him in one of the following scenes and gives him her earring. And that final fist pump that Judd Nelson does, listening to the "Don't you forget about me," it's so perfect. It's so pitch perfect because you really do realize that a group of people coming together and having an open, honest, vulnerable discussion with each other can be life-altering. It can be insightful. And it can change people. Conversations like that can change people. And that fist bump is essentially what that represents. It's like, yeah, he's a wastrel and he knows he's not going to go very far in life, but he's changed the people who are possibly for the better.
Do you know what I love about this film is that you kind of hope that no matter, I'm not saying anyone's life will completely change, but their perception of someone, they will give someone a chance. They won't instantly judge because that moment in time just shows like you can have more in common with someone. Don't judge a book by its cover. Essentially, it's like don't just because you see something and you see a certain act, like what has caused that. If one of them wants to be successful, you just have that hope that they become a better person for it.
Yes, and that fist bump, I think, is the reassurance that they will.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Great. Your number two.
My number two. The franchise I didn't think I was going to put on. Fast and Furious 7.
Okay, punt.
No. Is that the first one? Cool. Okay.
So, my worst then, yes?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, is that a first one, by the way?
Is that the first punt for the show?
I think so.
Yeah, interesting.
I think so. And likewise, I never thought I'd put this franchise on. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? Right, guys, just a quick reminder, just everyone back in the room with us, before we give away our worst movies, please could everyone start dropping either your top 10s or your quintessential Rushmores, your 4 most satisfying movies, down in the comment section below, and we will read them out once we have delivered both of our top 10 lists before we decide on the final Rushmore. Get commenting, please, guys. Go. Hang on. Harry's boy just says, really enjoyed Paul Gleason as the principal, surely inspired by Simpsons Principal Skinner. Surely. Surely.
Yeah. I never thought of that, but more and more like, yeah. The framing everything.
Right. I've got 2 worst, AJ.
Do you?
I do.
I
don't
nearly
know.
done that with 8 Mile. I really did nearly do that with 8 Mile. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do this with 8 Mile, man.
I'll get the first one. I'll get the first one out the way quickly. Because there's 35 minutes of this.
But just a quick question.
Yes, sir.
What is there two number ones because I reminded you, or was it always going to be two worse? Sorry.
No, there was never. So it's funny because at the point where you reminded me of this worst, like a few hours before it had already kind of gone on, I was just looking at a YouTube channel and I saw this review. I was like, oh, well, here we go. Pooh, how did I forget that? Oh, wait, because it's shit. Then there was a movie that came up, which I saw for the first time, which
what,
one. Huh?
What, Matilda?
We'll get there. It's it's one you like a lot, and like it came up like a lot when I was like sort of googling like movies with satisfying endings. Got around to watching it, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. I was like, oh no, I can't do it. Let me get the first one out the way first. The obvious one. I'm not going to spend too much time dawdling on this. Is James Bond No Time to Die? The tremendous piece of shit known as this wank stain insult of a franchise with this pouting computer generated knob jockey wank man Daniel Craig.
I don't know if you and the word jockey should come up too often because I'm not too sure that's a positive term either.
I don't give a fuck. No apology. Daniel Craig is a bona fide boner ramming knob jockey. I don't give a fuck. You know, I've got that Graham Norton interview he does where Graham says to him, what advice would you give to the next James Bond? And he says, don't be shit. And it enrages me. It's like, what, like you wanker? You fucking prick. I hate him. I hate him with the fire of 1,000 sun so hard. Like, I think the worst, like the Antichrist to me would be if Will Ferrell and Daniel Craig had a baby.
Craig.
Daniel Ferrell. Take biology out of this equation, of course.
That could be Daniel Radcliffe. But anyway, I'm not gonna
creepy Uncle Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, okay, Billy Matt. Okay, Craig in Knives Out was fantastic. Anything
pre
or post Bond, I have no beef with Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig as Bond, sit and spin.
That's two
multiple times.
That's 2 middle fingers to the screen for the podcast.
Fuck, I hate that man. Hang on. I need to go back through all of these comments. Just mixed memory Billy saying I accidentally sent. I'm sending my 4. Where's the 4? We'll get to that. Look, Craig can fuck himself. I think he's not single-handedly. That's not fair because there was a group of incompetent fucking writers on this movie
and directors who allowed it to happen. And
Jesus Christ!
There was a team that are guilty. But
there is a team of wankstains responsible for this abomination of Bond. I think the healthiest way for me to continue my love with Bond is to pretend like these 5 movies don't exist.
It's the Craig Fest. I've said it.
It's the Craig Fest. I don't like the way that they made the creative decision to turn him into basically Jason Bourne. I don't like his lack of charm. I don't like his physique. I don't like his stupid fucking pout. I don't think the man can carry a tuxedo for life and money. He looks like a chav going to a fucking university party. He is a wanker. He just is he's a dickhead. I hate him as Bond.
Okay.
And if you want to see more of that, there is a 38-minute review of No Time to Die on our YouTube channel. You can't miss it. It's right at the top on the homepage. It's our most viewed video. 38,000 views, that one. So please go and enjoy my extensive rant on No Time to Die. And I would like to remind everyone, I hate that I hate this movie. Let those words stay with you.
That's said in the review. That is said in the review.
Yes. I hate that I hate this movie. Now, my number 2. My second worst. This hurts me too, because you really like this movie.
Where are we going?
Matilda.
So, I have brought Matilda up in many films, pods. Sometimes to wind you up more than the greatness of the film.
Of course.
I have categorically said, and I'm sure I've said this a million times, and this is why I will not get offended. The book kicks the living shit out of the film.
Yeah.
It demolishes the film. So
you can kind of tell that.
Like it's sweet, it's fun. There are certain bits I thought the book done way better, but I
can imagine
the book come to life. It was nice seeing the book come to life. Danny DeVito was fun.
Was he?
Bro, this is if you're asking 37-year-old Ant, there's a very different answer to who I was when I saw it.
I knew that answer would come up. Oh, it's a children's movie, essentially, right? I knew this was coming. Jumanji is a children's movie. Mrs. Doubtfire is a children's movie.
Bro, I get it.
Star Wars is a children's movie. Avengers is a children's movie. Just because any Pixar movie is essentially a children's movie. Just, you get why I'm going with this. The title of children's movie is not a get out of jail free card for shithousery.
It's not.
And it's a funny one because, like you, I'm quite a big Roald Dahl fan. You know, I'm pretty sure it was Roald Dahl who did the Sheep, Pig, and Babe, right?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure. Definitely Roald Dahl who did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And genuinely speaking, I'm a fan of Roald Dahl's work.
Mm-hmm.
I never read Matilda much for my sins.
That I think you would appreciate. I really
I've got no doubt that I would. I like Roald Dahl's style of writing. I like his kind of cute sensibilities. I like the way he can deal with adult themes in a child through the prism of a child. There's talent there, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It did not work for me, this film, and it wasn't because it was kiddie. I'm a massive man child. I've got no problem watching fucking kids films. You know, give me Disney all day long, for Christ's sake. But villains were bad because we say so. Just they're bad. Everything was over the top. Danny DeVito's performance was over the top. The mother's performance was over the top. There was not a single moment where there was any type of rapport between the parent and child. So with the lack of rapport meant that their vile treatment of her was weightless, was meaningless. It was like, oh, it's just #reasons. And it was like, okay, cool. So I get that you need to be mean to her as a plot device for her to get her powers, but it's like, you need to give me some hope to cling
I still see Matilda's parents as the inspiration to the Dursleys. Like, I can't take that away.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that she was...
completely agree with that. But you see, with the Dursleys, there was an explanation as to why they were so mean to Harry. Jealousy of the sister. There was nothing here. And you know what I mean? It was that throwaway line that they did in Harry Potter. Of course she was my perfect sister. You know, you can tell with that. I don't need a 20-minute exposition on how this family became the way they are. Give me something that makes me understand this is why you're the way you are. Because I don't believe in life that there are, okay, this is where it gets into the nitty gritty and you can take this literally. I don't believe that there are people who are literally evil. Of course, there are people who are literally evil, but I'm talking about in the scope of how this movie is presented. These characters are just bad for the sake of being bad.
You know, the book kind of
what's her name? Turnbull, or whatever the fuck she's called. Oh my God, what an annoying character. Jesus Christ. Everything she said was intense. It's like, every time she went, I was like, Superman up in their home, Soldier Boy up in their home. I was like, what the fuck?
Soldier Boy does Miss Trunchbull. I love it.
This is what I'm saying. Crank that all around me. You know what I mean? Like, those stupid scenes where she's chasing. Miss Honey is a honey bunny, by the way. Fuck me. Whew. But her acting, Miss Honey Bunny, while being Miss Honey Bunny. I haven't said it wrong, but like Miss Honey, like her acting was awful. And the thing which I can't get my head around, because Danny DeVito directed this, the camera work is so bad in this.
It is reckless. I do recall that.
Whoa! It feels like it's like pre shaky cam. I was like, fuck! Can you just pull it back a bit and let me just take the framing. Nothing in this worked for me. That scene where Trunchbull is like swinging that girl around by her pigtails and she's standing. I'm like, I get that you're a kid's movie, but as a parent, are you legitimately expecting me to show this to my daughter and being like, well, hunt, look, it's like, come on.
So the problem is with some of these things being like unbelievable is it's in the
too
book.
far.
It's in the book and it catches you into how evil she was. Now you picture it one way, it has to then be represented in the film. Do you understand? It's weird, it's wrong, but it's one of those things that if they didn't do it, you'd be like, well, where was the scene where this happens? It's one of those things. But again, Miss Trunchbull, again, and this is for me when I recall reading it more than even going into the film, was this very, like, you had a bully teacher in school. We've all had that bitch teacher that you hate. Sure. She was bitch prime, you know. It was like, this is the old, like final,
like Dolores Umbridge in that 5th Harry Potter book. Again, could have been an inspiration if you're talking Harry Potter.
But it's that kind of thing that just kind of throws it. It was like she was, and it's like, and you got to remember, especially in the time, and I'm not making it an excuse or anything that diminishes it. The time Matilda was probably written, teachers were allowed to cane a student or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So what I'm getting at is, for her to be seen as the mega extreme, had to be some madness, like swinging a kid by his pigtails. So I remember reading that.
Swinging the kid by her pigtails, only to have her land in a bed of flowers completely unscathed, seems a bit redundant.
Of course, like I can't remember it, but I'm just saying, like, those are the moments that kind of capture in the film. Like, obviously,
like landing in a bed of flowers unharmed. It's like, okay,
I get it.
I think that's less bad than a caning. Just saying. It's like you tried so hard to make it worse than the caning that you actually missed the point.
I'm just saying, like, okay. But I'm just getting at the point of she was meant to seem like this.
I get what they were going for. It didn't work, like, at all. And as I cannot emphasize this enough, I don't think it's because I'm looking at this through the prism of an adult. I've missed loads of kids' movies that I've gone back to rewatch as an adult and gone, oh, that's good.
I've watched and stuff like that. It's the first time I watched it and I appreciated it. You know, some stuff you even give it, like me watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and I was like, okay, you can see the age, but you appreciate it. This, that, and the other. It is what it is. But I think it's the affinity for the book that allowed me to appreciate the film. I won't take that back. But I've always said it.
That's fine. That's fine.
When I first saw the film, the book is way better. Like, if you can say, oh, the Harry Potter films are good, but the books are better. Matilda, the Matilda book is way better. So I'm not offended. Yes, I've brought it up because it fits the Rushmores. Do you get it?
Listen, it wasn't one I was going out to actively offend you with. It was one that was like, look, I've gone and watched it and I didn't like it.
Yeah, bro, it is what it is. It is what it is.
C'est la vie.
Right. C'est la vie indeed. Right.
You're worse. Wait, a few comments have come in. I'm sure I've pissed off some people here.
I think everyone's like, he's finally seen it. I don't have a go-to for you anymore, which is fucking annoying. That's what's
Harry's boy, my guy. Here for the No Time to Die here. You, sir, are welcome on the channel. Love that, Harry. Got mixed memorabilia. Nico gives No Time to Die 2 penises dangling. Yes, he does.
2 limp dicks. That should be a new rating. That should be a new rating for films.
Limp dick.
Fully hard.
Shall I just grade my movies according to the flaccidity of penises? So if it's like a mediocre movie, I just call it flaccid.
Like coming out.
If it's a 5 out of 10, it's just squiffy.
Like, the way you love in Top Gun, like rock solid.
Hard on.
Viagra, baby.
My cock is as hard as algebra. Wow, that's a soundbite that could be really misused.
Welcome to the Movie Mount Rushmore. We're here every Tuesday.
Fuck me. Harry's boy says, think I watched the No Time to Die review a few thousand times. Well, thank you, Harry. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Oh. And Nick Gavin Man says, after all the pestering to get Nico to watch it. This is what I'm saying.
I know. Listen. It happened.
Yeah.
I remember there was one film you asked me to watch. I was like, yeah. It was like, I really actually, I can't remember what film it was. I was like, just didn't do it for me.
Gavin Mann says, books and film comparisons are fine, but I would only dislike a film if it's bad or for it being different from the book.
I agree.
2 penises, straight up, says Francis. 6 out of 10 rating. Got word?
Oh dear. What happened?
8 out of 10 rating. The fucking shirt comes over. I need tippy for my bunghole. And you're not a fucking Beavis and Butthead guy, are you?
I
am the great Cornholio. The penis definitely got Nico. Yes, it did. Yes, it fucking did.
For the benefit of it, we shouldn't talk about this while discussing Matilda, a film about a young.
Definitely not. But while discussing Craig,
I mean, we do have Miss Honey, but we'll still, yeah.
You put some respect on her name. It's Miss Honey Bunny to you. That's a thing now. I'm sorry. That's gonna stick.
I'm just gonna like talk to Sophie Dahl and be like, yeah. So that book your granddad wrote, yeah, Miss Honey. Now Miss Honey Bunny. Move on.
You know that's gonna stick. That's gonna become canonified like AJ Plus and the penis got me.
Miss Honey Bunny.
Miss Honey Bunny. It's a thing now. It has to be a thing now.
It is. It's in there.
Ni Cornholio. Yes. Ni Cornholio. And TP for my bank.
Would Miss Honey Bunny have a small appearance in Aladdin? Interesting.
A lad should be in Miss Honey Bunny. Aladdin, Miss Honey Bunny. Aladdin, Miss Honey. Aladdin, London 2, The Return of the Honey Pot. If you know, you know, and if you know, you've been here a long time, and we thank you for it.
Guys, yeah, we always did. No one ever said this was a family-friendly show. I'm just saying.
There's a part in YouTube where it says, "Is this made for kids?" No,
never did. Yes, never have we.
No, I never lied to the YouTube algorithm. Never. Prick fiction. Okay, I see a game is starting here. Here's a game for everyone. I may do this on Twitter. Change a movie title by using a penis word.
So
I did this with Queef once, and I came up with the gem that is Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Queefs.
So there was also the one that you put out when it was just by putting the word in the arse to a film title.
Hacksaw penis.
That's the behave like us. So do you remember your one with the
Reservoir Cocks? Carry on.
I mean, for that, the like a virgin situation means a hold on.
Oh God,
you can still keep that monologue.
I don't tip. No shit. It's in a reservoir.
Right. Do you remember your in the arse statement? Like add in the arse to a film. Remember it goes. I challenge anyone to outdo 10 angry men in the arse.
It's 12 angry men, but yeah.
Well, sorry, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. But yeah.
King Schlong. Very good. Keep the penis jokes coming, guys. Any movie title, change it with an appropriate penis term. I like King Schlong. Reservoir Cocks, I think, is the one to beat.
I mean, you know, if you just said Toy Story, The Adventures of Buzz and Woody, you still win.
Sorry, you got me there.
Who knew Andy and his mum had the same toys?
Oh, you did. Woody is now a vibrator. Wow. Oh God, this show took a turn. What's your worst? And we'll come back to the penises after.
Funny enough, it is a Pixar movie, so we'll just go with it. You
know a Cockwork Orange. Very good.
Well played, Francis. Well played.
Cock Ventura. I like Cock Ventura. That's the benchmark. Cockwork Orange. That's good.
Well, hold on. Because Cock Ventura 2 is When Nature Calls.
Oh, Batman Begins in the arse. That's really good.
I mean, that whole Dark Knight trilogy.
It's dark for a reason.
The Dark Knight. Yeah,
begins in the arse. That's so, he doesn't even lube you up or get you excited. He's just straight in, like fucking hell. Easy there, Bruce. Dickman and Robin. Oh, I like it. I like this. We've created a monster here. Oh wow, no cunt tree for old men. Francis, you are on fire.
Apologies to those who that word offends. Actually, we've said it before, so hey, there we go.
What? Cunt tree?
Just to see you next Tuesday, which is really the way we should end our show. See you next. You do know cunt is a major.
Hey, shit.
I thought of that before and I completely forgot to bring it up. But yeah,
that's a thing. That must be a thing moving forward. See you next Tuesday. I just go cunt. Very good. I like that. Anyway, finally, your worst. Jesus.
Yes, yeah. How did we add an extra God knows how long to this? But we thought we were on track. Yeah, so my worst.
Read it.
The Dark Knight Rises in his pants. Well played, Billy. Well played. Right. So my worst. Bit of a giveaway, but it still gives me the hibba-Jesus, even though everyone else thinks it's a wonderful ending. You know where I'm going. My PTSD. Ratatouille.
Oh, fuck off, AJ.
Bro. It was my bypass to not make 8 Mile the worst. And I still maintain
one of the best Pixar movies. What is wrong with you?
Maintain the PTSD that I have will remain. That scene, which is near the end, followed by the part where they're like, "Oh, we got shut down." But yes, guess what? The rats are still cooking. Rats have no place in a kitchen, and it disturbed the fuck out of me. And the biggest part of it was just before the whole monologue where the health inspector opens and there's a shitload of rats running around in the kitchen. It's like, fuck that shit. Always has been. I can't unsee the film. I must admit, today when I watched the ending to give myself a bit of a reminder, I was like, oh, it's kind of sweet, but nope, fuck it. It's a rat in the kitchen. Fuck it. Don't want to know.
Big man. The rat got you, yes?
Yes, it has. Rodents have no place in the kitchen. Yeah. It's just one of those things I can't unsee. I remember watching the film and I was kind of on it. That's the worst bit. And then I saw them all running around in the. I was like, "What the fuck?" And it completely. It has scarred me. It's one of those things that people have laughed at. I remember Tam's stepdad like, "You what?" And I'm like, "Not interested. Can't watch it. Don't want to know."
I think you should rewatch it.
No.
The rat got AJ. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rat, the rat, sir. To be fair, but yeah. Again, it could have been 8 Mile. It was my easy cop out. I'm very, very much.
I think 8 Mile and Ratatouille need a swap, my friend.
No, because Ratatouille would not make this is where Aaron Brockovich comes in, pushes a few stuff around. But
that's fine. I don't think fucking Nazgul just flew in. What? Fly like that size.
No, okay.
It's a Nazgul. Fuck off. Jesus. Carry on.
Yeah, well, that's my worst. There's not much to say. I've explained why.
All right, well, my number one I just punted on, didn't I? But strange one because of, the feeling of loss. But Furious 7. Furious 7, the passing of Paul Walker.
And this is why I said I'm a hypocrite. Because I could talk about Freddie, but then this was further down in the list. And I'll be honest, at one point, there was some number changing. Because I had the same bittersweet with... Toy Story, and I'm like, the ending is so perfect, and in terms of a narrative, it's the perfect send off, and that's what makes it what it is, and that's why it just kept climbing. And to be fair, at one point I nearly toyed with number one, and said that we got to me.
Do you remember earlier on in the show, purely coincidental, just because it got brought up in the comments, I said James Wan should be praised for life.
Yeah.
Who directed Fast and Furious 7, my friend? Not only does James Wan direct some of, if not the best horror of the modern day with things like The Conjuring, he dabbled in and he did Aquaman, DC's only $1 billion movie. Again, James Wan. And then he does things like Furious 7, and it's one of the best. In the fact, 5 still remains my favorite. This movie had people crying in the cinema, bawling.
Yeah, literally everyone. There are some guys who I know tried to be very, very macho, but they broke down on this. Like people,
I didn't realize I love Paul Walker that much. Who knew?
It's a perfect set. I must admit, it didn't get me in terms of tears, but it got me.
You have no heart.
My girlfriend told me this chronically.
I know. I'm quoting your girlfriend.
But yeah, it was emotional. I'm not gonna say no. I just didn't shed a tear.
That song too, man, with Wiz Khalifa.
You know
that just
it's too many people. I mean, I knew it was going to be the end, but I think maybe seeing the music video too many times before seeing the film. And
I hadn't seen the music video before seeing the film.
See, this is the thing. You kind
that
of
was the first time I heard it, and
if you see the film first, don't see the video, and you don't see everything else, it will probably hit you a lot harder. And that's probably like it kind of got spoiled for me, even though it still touches the right beats.
It was
completely hit me.
The hell that they went through after the loss of Paul Walker to get that movie made using his two brothers, which I think was inspired, to be honest. That beautiful montage of what Dominic and Brian had been through the 7 movies. And then that final drone shot of them going off on their separate routes. It's perfect. It's so fucking perfect.
Do you know, this is where Fast 7 and Toy Story also match.
You should have ended there.
You should not have touched it. What is this whole thing about trying to do 11? What the fuck are you, Police Academy? Like, allow it. Like, you've got.
I thought it was 10. There's 11 now.
I think they want to go up to 11. I think that's what they wanted to stop
at 10. Why do you need that extra one?
It's weird as fuck. But I'm sure I heard they wanted to stop at 11, and whatever reason. You know, it was like the first one was for Paul. This is from Paul. This is dedicated to Paul. It's like, stop quoting Paul Walker. Let him be, because you've given him his perfect sender, right? And
I have to say monumentally fucked me off in part 8 and 9. In part 8, they reference Brian's character. They're like, we could call Brian, nah, man, Brian's doing his own thing. Don't do that, assholes. And then at the end of number 9, Brian's car actually pulls up into the house, into the family party. I'm like, are you taking the piss? So you're telling me man is still alive and he's still with this crew? Allah, what have you done?
But I get it. We gave him the chance to survive, because that was the nice bit about it. But this is why you just need to leave it, because the references will forever be there. You know, and when you have a perfect ending, and essentially, bro, you're probably right. This should have been my number 1. Like, when you talk about it, because it's a perfect ending. My number 1 is my number 1. It is. It's just one of those that really hit me emotionally. And I think I was closer to tears than I was with this one.
What is your number 1?
But,
I wonder.
Yeah, it's been brought up before. But not on your list, obviously. I didn't punt it. But like, it's a perfect ending, not only to a film but to a franchise. And this is what I don't understand with these films. And I think that also slightly dampened the mood to it. Because had this been like, for me, if I'm saying for a number 1, because had there not been a 8, a 9, a Hobbs and Shaw, a fucking...
fuck that film.
No, but you get what I'm saying? It's all part of the same world. It's like, had you just left it there, they never would have been like, well, you guys sealed the deal. You've done it. This is where it ends, you know? But they didn't. And it's... I'm not going to diminish what has happened, because it is beautiful, but it's fluff lines to continue. And I don't understand the greed of some companies when they do this stuff.
Oh, it's the greed of Vin Diesel here, mate. Unfortunately, he needs that shit to keep going.
Man, the man gets paid a fucking god shit ton loads just to read I am Groot. Don't give me this shit about you get given a script to say what Groot says just so you know the expression to say I am Groot. Fucking hell. It just has to say I am Groot, brackets, shocked. I am Groot, disappointed. No, I get a script of what Groot would be saying. Oh, fuck yourself.
Sorry. Are you feeling better?
Every time it comes back up, it's fuck it.
For a man that talentless, he's done well for himself.
Of course he has. He's so fucking amazing. Maybe it's a touch of jealousy. I don't know, but fuck him.
Your number 1, please.
Right. Yeah, so my number 1, just one of those films that really touched me when I saw it. It's the slapper himself.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing with that.
For all the torture that went on, I just always remember that moment where they offer him the job, and Will conveys the emotion very well, and that's what I love. Sorry, your reaction has just thrown me off there.
What?
I just saw you pausing and like lean back. I thought that was like a comment.
No, I was yawning. Sorry, it's getting late.
Oh, right. To Will Smith, yawn. But no, it's that moment through all the hardship that this man and son went through. I agree with you when you go back to it. It's like, was it really worth it? Well, in the end, he will say yes. But should any parent really put their child through that? I don't.
No,
it shouldn't be done. No,
shouldn't be sleeping in a public toilet. No,
it shouldn't be done. But I just remember watching this film and the narration behind it, and you hear the hardship and the challenges he done in order to want to make better. And yeah, I think this film would have no right had he failed. There would be no right to have this film. You'd be like, you're a terrible person. It could have been a much different film had he failed. But it's that moment of through all of this, it was worth it, and it all was just like hit home really hard to me in a way that I was just like, wow, it just always warmed me. It's always been one of those, and I remember being very damn close to it here.
It's a very good film. I think you've got more affinity for this film than I do.
Yeah, fair enough. It happens.
Let's have a look at some of the Rushmores, and then we'll put this bad boy together. Mixed Memorabilia says, not in any order. There Will Be Blood as a satisfying ending. He smashes man's head in with a bowling ball. Jesus, it's got dark tonight. There Will Be Blood.
It reveals a lot about our viewers today.
There Will Be Blood, Badler, and the Karate Kid. Gavin Mann says, number 10, Wild Rose. 9, As Good As It Gets. 8, The Truman Show. 7, Men in Black. 6, Pursuit of Happiness. 5, Mrs. Doubtfire. Nice choice. 4, Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit nearly, I just didn't like that little final dance number they did.
It was weird, wasn't it? But then
Jojo
you get
Rabbit.
a satisfying ending with him being a liar. This is the thing about Jojo Rabbit. It's
I think the satisfaction for me comes from what Sam Rockwell does for him, making sure he gets saved
That is awesome. That was awesome. Yeah.
3, Bohemian Rhapsody. 2, Another Round. 1, Dead Poet Society. Wow, I like it, Gavin. I'm just going back to Mixed Memorabilia. So There Will Be Blood, Badler, The Karate Kid original, and Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog's a great film.
Slumdog's a good shout.
Daddy ho! You hear that song in your head and you now can't get it out. So good. Harry's Boy says, top 4, Shawshank Redemption, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Fandango.
I need them Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I did.
Still to see it. Still to see it. Fandango and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Nice choices. Can't really go wrong with Shawshank, can you? Then Tucky goes Dark Knight Rises. Okay. You know what? If that
ending, it's a great ending.
Works for you, it works.
Yeah.
It depends, I guess, if you believe if it's real or not.
It's Alfred's perception. The rest of it, like, hey, nice name, Robin. Like, fuck off with that. But like,
forget the Robin thing. I mean, the Florence thing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's Alfred's perception, or do you think Bruce survived?
I'd like to think he survived.
Yeah. And
I'm not one for killing off superheroes. As sweet as Endgame was.
Makes them more mortal and less super. So Dark Knight Rises, Rocky 2 is a great shout, Shawshank, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, satisfying ending. Well, okay, yeah, the T-Rex not bassing the living fuck out of the Velociraptors is pretty satisfying.
Do you know Jumanji nearly made my list?
Jumanji, don't remind me. The ending of Jumanji, he's a kid again, and then he meets the kids again.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
It was more distant, but it was one that crossed my mind as a nice ending.
Could be. And Billy Mount says, My Rushmore, She's All That, The Breakfast Club, Home Alone, Taken, Cruel Intentions, Matilda. It made it. How do you want to do this, AJ? Very weird this week, isn't it? It's super diverse.
It feels like it's Fast 7 and the rest, which is weird because that was like the only. So Fast 7 definitely makes it.
Fast 7 has to be in there, surely.
So let me just get this ready. So Fast 7.
I think The Breakfast Club needs to be in there.
Do you know I underestimated it until you put it on and went for the breakdown? I hope it does well. Not that anyone hates The Breakfast Club.
Oh, Breakfast Club will do well. You saying you're hoping it does well, does that mean you're happy to put it on?
For now, put it on.
Okay. What are you batting?
Actually.
Yeah? Oh, it's going to get decimated, though.
It hasn't done well in history, has it?
It's not.
Jerry Maguire? Actually, I could do Jerry Maguire over Love Actually.
Yeah, we can do Jerry Maguire. You have me. Hello. Yeah. Okay. How about Good Will Hunting?
It's fucking hard to say without seeing it, isn't it?
We've had the breakdown.
I mean, put it this way, I have. I've not seen a lot of names, a lot of it come up in there.
Oh, Mixed Memorabilia says swapping Slumdog Millionaire for A Time to Kill. And Billy Mount says second Rushmore, Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was a satisfying ending. Spider-Man No Way Home, Footloose, Men in Black.
Would you say No Way Home is a satisfying ending? Bit of a heartbreaker, really.
Bittersweet, very bittersweet. He's living alone. No one knows him. And because no one knows him, he hasn't even attended university, which means he's, as the book shows, he's doing a GED, a good enough diploma.
For one of the biggest brains in the fucking MCU.
Right, yeah. I don't think that is a happy ending or a satisfying ending. Gavin Mann says, Nico, Vin Diesel in Find Me Guilty? Not seen it yet, but I've added it to my watch list after you singing his praises for his performance. Amazing! He's amazing. Good. He's amazing in Find Me Guilty.
Room, Love Actually. I'm just looking at my list. I mean, for shits and giggles, 8 Mile. I'd be interested to see how it.
Which one? Where? When?
I said for shits and giggles, 8 Mile. Like it's not. Is it not one of those? Is it not one of the most quotable endings you could think of?
It's not the ending, though, is it? As you've so brilliantly broken down. Goodwill or Bohemian would be where I'm landing.
Which one?
Goodwill or Bohemian Rhapsody would be the two I'm sort of leaning towards. I'd lean more Goodwill Hunting, to be honest. Or, bit off the cuff here, but could go my number 10, Dead Poets Society. Oh, Captain, My Captain's pretty fucking iconic.
Number 1? As much as I haven't seen it, it was Gavin's number 1. I'm willing to pay attention.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's a pretty satisfying ending, the Oh, Captain, My Captain.
Truman,
Gavin's batting for us to put all the Christmas movies on. No.
I mean, it's interesting. They may have actually happened. I don't know what Gavin knows better than we do, probably. If there was a Christmas battle with those films. I'm truly stumped. I am actually truly stumped. I mean, I'm willing to go for Dead Poet Society.
Yeah.
It rings a... It gives me something. It was Gavin's number 1. Is there any other suggestions that have come out there?
I mean, as I said, the only other one I'd be leaning Die Hard.
You know what, Scott? Yeah, I'm with Gavin. Yeah, you're damn right. I started the show with that. I'm going to close the show with that. So as long as no one else can challenge it. Francis with the absolute gold. I'm with AJ Plus. It is a thing, guys. One day we'll legalize it.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Subscribe now.
Yeah. And how can you subscribe? Details just happen to be below up there. Yeah, it happened.
buymeacoffee.com/reviews. Hey, I'll hook you up.
I can, literally. I have a file big enough. But anyway, yeah.
Let's get this much more done.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. So, cool. We'll go with that one for the last one.
You got them all down?
Good suggestions. I just hope they were actually satisfying endings because some of the other stuff you guys have put out there.
Francis Lalonde, Cats. The thing that was satisfying about the ending of Cats is that it ended.
Do you know what? I nearly done that with Frozen, but Cats has actually outdone that. So thank you, Francis. I was going to make Cats like a fake number 10. Like, yep, it ended and we could let it go. But yeah, Cats was even better for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official movie Mount Rushmore of satisfying endings in no particular order is
Fast 7.
Our second entry is
The Breakfast Club.
Our third entry is
Jerry Maguire.
Our final entry into the Movie Mount Rushmore of satisfying movie endings is
Dead Poet Society.
Nice.
So, guys, once again, remember what happens now is we have had that challenge of creating the 4 must-see movies, most satisfied movie endings. It's on to you guys now. Head on over to @MovieMT Rushmore, but more importantly, @MoviePoll for you, because we'll be retweeting them. So there is only the one vote, and that's where you will be able to vote for the most satisfying movie ending of, well, we'll call it all time, as per the screeners Rushmore. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. That's how.
Francis, in answer to your question, next week's topic is AJ.
So it was a last-minute decision that I came up with, and Nico loved it. We're gonna flip the script. We're gonna flip the coin, and maybe some of your guys' suggestions are gonna be in there. We're going for unsatisfying movie endings. Now, it could be depressing, it could be anger infuriating. It's just not a happy ending.
Is that how you've labeled it? Unsatisfying.
Oh, I haven't got the exact word, so I'm going with unsatisfying.
You gave me saddest movie endings in message last night.
Did I?
Yeah. That's a very different list to unsatisfying. So I need to double down on this. What are we doing?
I was going for... Fucking hell. What was I put? I put unhappy endings, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's anything that just... I mean, unhappy... Do you appreciate that unhappy could infuriate you? It doesn't have to be sad.
No. Unhappy. I'm going to pick an obvious one. Unhappy is the ending of Titanic. Jack dies. Okay. Unsatisfying is the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home. The plot doesn't make sense. Infuriating is the end of Revenge of the Sith.
There is that one. I mean, infuriating could also work with Bond, but I'm also looking at something like The Founder, where you're just bitterly angry. So, like, I can do sad. I can do saddest.
If you're still with Gavin, saddest sounds better.
Unsatisfactory is open-ended / included, from what Francis is saying here. So yeah, we'll go with saddest movie ending.
Top 10 saddest movie endings. Oh my god, yes, I get to talk about some deep shit here.
Yeah. And Francis has said infuriating could be nice.
Number 1, Gone Girl.
So unsatisfying / unhappy is a bit negative. Okay, I see where we're going with this. So
saddest thing. Oh, so happy.
Yeah, over the moon now. Yeah. Okay. So saddest. Kevin, I've been playing with it. I'm not gonna lie. Like Toy Story 3 kind of works both ways, but
I was toying with Furious 7 again.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see
who makes a comeback. We'll see who makes a comeback, and we'll see who doesn't. But yeah, okay, guys. So thank you very much as always. And again, if you do have anyone who is after just a podcast, a straight podcast, they've got no time to watch stuff on YouTube. They have the same problem I had with Amazon earlier with all the fucking ads that didn't permit me to download. We are available in a podcast format. So we are available on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Tuna, Geno, Savin, and Stitcher, and just search for Movie Mount Rushmore. I just realized I was reading.
By the way, did you know that every single week you say tune in as tuner? It's very funny.
iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, podcast. Did I say tuner?
Yeah. You say tuner every week. It's funny.
I always want to say tuner. Okay. Maybe it's the speed at which I'm going. But yeah, because I can read tune in. I'm not out of control. But yeah.
Francis Dillon, 3.5+ hours, 3+ hours. We're not worthy. We're not worthy of you giving us your time.
Yeah,
so we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate it. So.
And the hotel episodes is probably coming the week after next, Gavin.
Yeah. It's reserved. Well played, Gavin. Well played.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So, guys, always, thank you very much. And Nico, I'll let you.
For next week, does disappointing count? Ask Mixed Memorabilia. I don't think so. No, that's a whole.
No, we're gonna go with saddest. I think
disappointing is a whole other list.
Yeah.
Again, Gone Girl, number 1. But look, 3 hours and 15 minutes, and we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for giving us a lot of your time, as you do every Tuesday. We can't thank you enough. if you're one of the film family, please do remember, guys, like the video. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Just give it a little like and it helps us rank. And if you like our content and you like the 3+ hours that we've given you tonight, you can head on over to buymeacoffee.com/movie dudes. And for literally less than the price of your daily Starbucks, you can support the Silver Screen Dudes YouTube channel. But that's it from us this week. We need to get to bed. I'm Nico Lurot.
Be out. See ya.
He's Anthony Jordan. See
ya.
ya.
That's the one. Yeah, the one AJ Anthony Jordan. We're out. See ya.